Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts.
Part 1 of a 3-part adaptation for radio by Bill Morrison of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. Anyone who watches Masterpiece Theater must be familiar with the novel adapted for television. In Britain, the tradition began some 40 years ago on radio, and it's become one of the most popular and the most creative forms of radio drama. The reason for this long history lies in the affinity between radio and the novel. Both forms invite the reader or listener to create their own world for the characters to live in, to mesh the story with their own experience. Both demand a more complete identification with the subject matter. And nowhere is this more perfectly demonstrated than in the new adaptation of Crime and Punishment, Earplay's presentation for the next 3 weeks. Using the full potential of stereo recording, the production brings inside our own heads the desperate mental turmoil of Dostoevsky's tortured hero, Raskolnikov. Earplay presents Part 1 of the BBC production, Crime and Punishment.
It is my belief that men in general are divided into 2 categories: of ordinary men who are born and desire to be ruled, and extraordinary men who are, by their nature, criminals and destroyers. This other kind of man has the right to be decided in their own conscience, to overcome and eliminate whatever obstacles might lie directly in the path of their destiny. The destiny of daring to give to the world a new word for the benefit of all humanity. They must destroy the present for the sake of a better future.
The place you want to go is the old woman's. She lives in a house down by the canal on the 4th floor.
What's her name?
Alyona Ivanova. You can pawn anything with her. 5,000 rubles or 1, it's all the same to her.
I only want something to tide me over.
Just don't expect a fair price. That old cow would cheat her own family, and does. She has a sister, Lizaveta, and she treats that girl like a slave. When I say girl, I mean she's 35 and 6 foot tall.
A bit simple, is she?
Maybe she is. She's very good-natured. I like her. She'd do anything for anybody.
Anything?
Well, it's true. I've never seen her when she wasn't pregnant. But it's the way the old woman treats her. Lizaveta mends things, sews, sells second-hand clothes. She's always busy. But she has to hand over every penny she earns.
Well, she's a bit simple.
The point is, I know for a fact she'll never see any of that money. The old woman has made her will and left a lot, which must be a fortune, to a monastery. So they'll say prayers for her in perpetuity. She'll need every one, and they still won't save her.
Poor Lizaveta.
I tell you, I could kill that old woman. It wouldn't cost me a thought.
Oh, you don't mean it.
I do. What is she? A mean and worthless old hag. A moneylender who feeds off human misery. You could do so much good with that money she's going to give to a monastery. In this city, young girls have to go on the streets every day. Families are ruined by drink, by disease. The disease of poverty. The rotten, dirty smell of it is everywhere in Petersburg. It's wrong, and it does not have to be. So cut out the cause of it. She's going to die soon anyway. So kill her. Take the money, use it well. And you tell me, wouldn't that crime be wiped out? One death, 1,000 decent lives.
I'll agree she may not deserve to, but that's how it is. It's human nature.
We must plan and organize our nature, otherwise we'll never progress. I'll ask you another question.
No, I'll ask you one. Would you yourself really kill that old woman?
No, I'm arguing about justice, about the abstract.
You'll never have it unless you're prepared to do it yourself.
It would have to be an extraordinary man who'd do it for those reasons.
Oh, come on, buy me another drink. I'll pay you back when I've gone my stuff.
I'll show you where the house is, afterwards.
I listen to myself. It must be fate. I've thought the same thing 1,000 times and planned 100. If it takes such a man, I am that man. And I will do it. How will I introduce myself to her? I must say boldly, I am Rodion Raskolnikov. I am a student, and I have come with something to pawn. A pledge. I can't be serious. I can't mean to do this. It's a dream. Only that, and it is dream. I must plan it very carefully. Pay great attention to the little things. I must rehearse it, to be sure. See the cupboard only big enough to stand up and lie down. I don't even buy a candle to light it. I lie in the dark and think and talk to myself. I've sold all my books. I don't go to the university anymore. I'm beaten for days. I can't go on. How did I do it? How did I reach this plan? There are men who would seize their opportunity, and Napoleon would act. It wouldn't cost him a thought. How would I kill her? With an axe. Strike her on the head with an axe. What is she? A louse. A parasite. How else can I do what I want in my life? I only have to dare.
What do you want?
My name's Raskolnikov. Don't let my voice tremble. I was a student. I came here before, a month ago. You must let me in.
I remember you.
I'm here on the same business.
Come in. Come inside.
Thank you. The sunshine. The sun shines so brightly and shines like an eye. How could I kill her?
Well, what do you want?
A what? A what? I have brought this thing.
Time's up on your last page.
I'll bring the interest for another month if you wait.
Oh, that's up to me.
We hardly glances at it. It's happening too quickly. The next time I must bring something wrapped, tied. That will take a time to open. How the axe will enter there about her ear. How could I tell?
I can sell, you know, if you don't pay up on time.
How much for the what, Alyona Ivanovna?
I gave you 2 rubles the last time for your ring. I could have bought a new one for less.
Why should I be subjected to this? It's degrading. I'm an intelligent man. Educated. I shouldn't have to bear this. I can strike her now. No. Tom, you mustn't suspect a thing. Talk. Give me 4 rubles. It was my father's. It pays a lot. I'll redeem it, I promise. I'll be sent money soon. Listen how I call.
It's hardly worth my while.
The next time there must be no talk. If I have to haggle, I'll get confused. I'll lose my nerve.
I give you 1.5 rubles, but with interest in advance.
I must have time. She must be distracted. Time to bring the axe out, raise it, bring it down.
What do you say?
All right.
Then wait here a minute.
That's right. And she keeps the money in the back room. It's all a dream. Only a dream. I will not dare. I know how to carry the axe. It will be under my coat. The head will hang in a loop of cloth sewn under the arm. My hands will be free. Listen. She's opening drawers. She carries the keys in her right hand pocket. The drawers will be the small keys. A box, a chest, dragged out of hiding, and a big key. Yes, she has one big key on the ring. Oh, I'm going to faint. I cannot bear it. I have no strength. What are you? A man who will dare, sees what he wants and needs for his purpose, or a non-entity? Are you one of a stupid herd ready to be trampled on, exploited, abused, not a sound of protest? I must find out what power is in her. I have an identity. I have a destiny. Tell her I will come again soon with another place. Tell her.
Here, the interest is 10 kopecks to the ruble. So that's 15 on 1.5 rubles in advance. Then the 2 rubles I gave you last month, here are 20 on that. That's 35 kopecks all told. So, from 1.5 rubles, here, 1 ruble and 15 kopecks.
What's that for?
Doing you a favor as it is.
Well, I know something else in a day. Something valuable. A cigarette box.
Yes. We'll talk about it when you come again.
Is there anything else I must know? Go, get away. Go now.
Goodbye.
Yes. Your oldest at home alone, your sister isn't here.
What business do you have with her?
That must come. Go. Get away now. Nothing particular. I just asked. But nothing. Good day, Alyona Ivanovna.
Goodbye.
I can hardly stand. She suspects. Impossible. I can't come back.
I know all I need to know. It will work. All I must do is follow the plan. I will come back in 2 days.
I don't mean it. It's all a dream. A hideous dream. A taste of black bread. I can't go on. I mustn't think. I must just be and do. Please. Bring me another beer.
Right away. Here you are.
No, thank you.
Excuse me. You look like a man of education. Can I talk to you? I'm a civil servant. Marmeladov is my name. Have you been in the civil service?
No, I'm a student.
I knew it. May I sit down?
If you like.
Thank you. Now, tell me this. Have you ever spent a night on a hay barge?
Not so far.
I have just spent my 5th night on one.
Hey, Marmeladov. If you're a civil servant, why don't you work?
I drink instead. Now tell me, have you ever begged? Abjectly begged for a loan you know you wouldn't get?
I have.
Why should the man give you anything? From compassion? Compassion has been outlawed by science. They tell me that's what happened in England, because they have political economy. They won't give you the money.
Then why go?
Every man must have somewhere to go. My own daughter has to go on the streets. No secret. I can see you're troubled. That's why I spoke to you. I don't want to be laughed at by these characters when I tell the story of my life.
I've heard it all before.
My wife, Katerina, was a lady, the colonel's daughter. She was a widow with children when I married her. And she'd run off from an officer who beat her all the time. But she thinks she was once happy. Her family had disowned her. Well, you can judge the state she was in when she was prepared to marry me, a widower with a young daughter. I swear I didn't touch the drink for a year after we were married. But I couldn't please her, and I lost my job. We came to Petersburg. I got another job, but the drink claimed me. My daughter grew up the best way she could. What can a respectful but poor girl earn? And I'll tell you, 15 kopecks a day if she slaves me. I was lying drunk, and I heard Katerina say, "Look at her. She lives off her. There's nothing to help." And my daughter, my sweet, gentle, Sonia, said, "Katerina, must I do it?" "Why not, she said. What's so precious about it?" Oh, don't blame them. I had sold everything. My wife is ill. Consumption. Anyway, at 6 o'clock, Sonia got up. At 9, she came back. She laid 30 rubles on the table. Said not a word. Wrapped herself in a shawl and lay with her face to the wall. My wife went on her knees and kissed her feet. And I laid down. She's registered now. There's a room of her own. Our landlady put her out.
Poor Sonia.
But let me tell you, I went to a man, His Excellency Ivan Ivanovich. I told him all.
He turned you away.
No. He wept. That good man found me a job. Oh, imagine the excitement when I came home. I was treated like a king. This was 5 weeks ago. I found the money to buy me clothes. I had 2 courses at dinner. My wife was so proud of me. 6 days ago, I brought home my first earnings. 23 rubles, 40 kopecks. Yeah. Oh, she loved me then. But the next night, like a thief, I stole what was left. 5 days ago, I left them all. My job is gone, my new clothes pawned, the end of everything. This morning, I went to my daughter Sonia and begged.
You don't mean she gave you anything?
30 kopecks, and it's in your till. She never said a word. Her own father. What am I? Who could take pity on a man like me?
Too many have.
I should be crucified. Crucify me, oh judge, but pity me. It's not joy I seek. I thirst for sorrow, and I have tasted tears. But he will pity us who has pity for all men. He will come on that day of judgment, and he will ask, where is that daughter who gave herself so? And he will forgive her. I know he will. Then he will say, you too come forth. Come forth, the drunkards, the weak, the children ashamed. And we will stand before him, and he will hold out his hands, and we will fall down and weep. Then all will be understood. All will understand. Lord, thy kingdom come.
Blind drunk.
Come on, lean on me. Where's your room?
There. That door there. Oh, I'm afraid. Not that my wife would beat me, but what will happen to them all? All the little children.
This door?
Yes.
Oh! He's come back!
You
Shot! Where's running? Don't tell me you dragged it all. There were 12 rubles left.
I'll tell you everything.
Drag it all! You dragged it all! Have you been drinking with him? Haven't you any shame? Get out! Go on, get out!
Hit me, go on.
Why did you come back to us? What use are you to us?
Hit me, Katerina, hit me.
Damn you, you drunken sot!
I deserve it. Give me more. Go, beat me, Katerina. Beat me, I deserve it.
What about the children? Where are your new clothes?
Oh, Katerina, beat
You dragged
me.
it all, you sot!
Beat me, Katerina.
That's right! I let you out!
Here, please, now, look, it's all the money I have, but take it. Here.
No, I deserve it.
The money, I'll
You monster!
Here, try it all.
What have you got in your pocket? They're hungry! They're hungry!
What did I do that for? They've got their Sonia. I've got nothing now. We all need help. What a pit we dig for ourselves. Need it be? Is there anything to stop a man but his own fear? The rules he makes up? Can he not be anything, dare anything, be himself, take what he needs to be himself and not live like this? Is that not how it is? I can't help them at all unless I help myself.
Late. Get up. Look, I brought you some tea. Will you have some tea? You must be starving. Have some tea.
Anastasia. Did the landlady send this?
No, she wouldn't. It's my own. I'm sorry it's yesterday's brew, but it is hot.
Thank you, Anastasia.
I'll get you some cabbage soup. The landlady is going to complain to the police about you.
What for?
You haven't paid any rent for months and you won't give up the room.
Well, I can't. Not now. I'll talk to her.
I'm not supposed to sing you anything, but what she doesn't know won't ask her. You're a clever boy. Why do you just lie there and do nothing? Why don't you get a job like you used to have, giving lessons?
I am doing something.
What?
Work.
What work?
I'm thinking.
And how much money have you made? I was thinking.
I've got no decent clothes. You can't turn up to teach without boots. Anyway, I'm sick of it.
Better than nothing.
Oh, they pay so little. What's the use?
But do you want to make a fortune all at once?
I do. Yes. Yes, I do.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that out loud. You'll frighten people. Ooh, I nearly forgot.
Huh?
I've got a letter for you.
But then give it to me.
I had to pay the postman 3 kopecks for it.
Oh, I've got, here, yes. Yes, I've got that much left. Now, take it. Well, give me the letter. Now, go away. Go on, leave me alone. Go on.
All right.
It's from my mother. She's sorry for not writing so long. She loves me. Grief that I've given up the university for want of means. Oh, what a phrase. Starving. Her pension's only 120 rubles a year. I know that. I know the last money she sent me was borrowed. What's this? My sister's at home. But she went away as governess to this Fiji girl. Trying to seduce her. And, of course, she couldn't leave. They'd taken an advance on her salary to send me money. Then he tried to blackmail her into running off with him. And his wife found out. My sister was blamed and had to leave. Oh, my poor Dunya. What trouble I call you. All this suffered from me. I can't bear it. This room, it suffocates me. I must get out.
What happened to her? Oh, I can imagine the gossip. Svidrigailov confessed it all to his wife. The servant spoke up. The wife had to make a public apology. Oh, thank God. What Dunya must have suffered for me. What? She's going to get married? They haven't asked me. Who's she going to marry? A lawyer, Pyotr Luzhin. He asked to see them the next day. The next day, I sent a letter proposing. He's a very busy man, coming to Petersburg, well-to-do. Mother, what kind of man is he? Can't take it in. He's 45. My sister's 20. When I meet him here, don't judge him too severely. What are they hiding from me? No great love on either side, but Dunya will make it her duty to make her husband happy. Any defect of character, my sister can put up with a lot so long as it's honorable. He's abrupt, pompous. Oh, I can see why they didn't consult me. I know this sort of man. What? After Dunya agreed, he said he'd made up his mind to marry a girl without means, for a man shouldn't be indebted to his wife. She should look up to him. Mother, don't make excuses that it just slipped out. He corrected himself. Are you blind? Do you both wish to be blind? Oh, I knew it. Now we have the real reason. He's opening a lawyer's business in Petersburg. He may need a secretary at a good salary. I could finish my law studies. I see what they think. They think I'll be a partner in no time. No doubt he'll offer the job himself. He wouldn't refuse his wife. But he wants to form his own opinion of me when he meets me. And I of him. What have they done? They'll be in Petersburg within a week. With the engagement, her credit's good again. She can send me money. Not much, because he's given them nothing. They have to pay for the journey themselves. That's 700 miles. Never such a marriage while I live. They don't deceive me. My sister may be able to put up with a great deal because she's selling herself for me. Not for herself, but for another. Freedom, peace, conscience, all for sale, justified as a sacrifice to one you love. Oh, Sonia Marmeladov, the eternal victim. What's the difference between us? I won't have it. Not this humiliation, this degradation, this damnable dependence. But how can I prevent it? I have nothing. Not a future. Nothing. Every man must have somewhere to go. What else can I do? Is there no other way? My plan. My dream. My hideous dream. Where am I? Where am I going? To see, but my friend Ratsumikin. To see him, see if he knows his work. Oh, what's the use? But I meant to. Yes. I'll see retribution after I've done it. What do I mean after? Will I do it? Must I? Must I do it? Child, 7th, walking the country, father, grey day, flat land, a tavern, scared of the crowd, always was, hold his hand, tight, walking past, drunks shouting, walking to the church, gunman's grave, kiss the grave, every day, father's hand, drunks shouting, cart outside, old horse, man, drunk in the cart, all crowd in his cart, old horse, can't move, can't pull, old horse, on the cart, can't be rise, can't move, can't pull, whip, men, whips on legs, back, eyes, head, can't pull, can't move, father, let the bee, don't look, whips, can't pull, face the eyes, whip the eyes, I run to the horse, pulled away, run again, pulled away, whips again, horse kicks, last gasp, man, iron bar, takes a bar, down on the back, on her head, on her back, down, iron bar, once, twice, many times, I grow out, horse down, an axe, finish her off, down, dead, dead, I take a head in my arms, father comes in his arms, why, it's not our business.
Dream, hideous dream. Can it be that I'll take an axe and strike her on the head, shred in the blood, steal and tremble? No, yesterday the rehearsal, I knew I couldn't do it. No, the plan is perfect. But I couldn't do it. Lord, my dear God, show me the path. Show me the way. I will give up this hideous dream of mine. Fill me with thy peace. Amen. It's time. I have an hour. I know the old woman will be alone at 7 o'clock. I heard her sister Elizabeth arranged to be at the market at 7 o'clock. It was fate. Don't think. You only have to dare. First, the loop. I have it sewn ready in my coat under the arm. Second. What was second? The pledge. A bit of wood, bit of iron for weight. All wrapped. Tight. Take her 2 minutes to undo that. Like a silver cigarette box. Now, third. The axe. Must get the axe. It's in the kitchen. There'll be no one there. There it is. It fits the loop. No one would notice. It hangs so neat. My hands are free. This will be no common crime.
House by the canal. Now, that's the door. Down the house. Into the right-hand doorway. Up the back stairs. I'm not seen. This is the plan. What is it? Painters, 2 painters. All's lost. Run. Go back. They won't see me. They're on a floor below her. They'll hear nothing. They can't. Quiet. Calm. No one in the world knows I'm here. The 4th floor. Now, I have the axe. I have the pledge. I know what I must say. Must I do it? She isn't there. She's gone. I needn't do it. Ring again. Oh, it would be so. I have no hope. The sun does not shine. The sun does not shine. Alyona Ivanovna, good evening. I've come as I said. I've got something to pawn. Come over into the light. See what I have.
Who are you?
Rodion Raskolnikov. You know me. I came the other day. I said I'd be back with this. Take it. Look at it. I'm in a hurry. Take it. Come on. Look down. Then I can open my coat. The axe is ready.
Yes. I remember you. Why don't rush me? What have you got?
A silver cigarette box, I told you. Why is she so stupid? Start to unwrap it. Do it as it's supposed to happen.
You're trembling.
No.
Are you feeling all right? Haven't been taking baths, have you?
I've had a fever.
Why do you wrap it up like this?
Don't talk. Look down. Now. No.
Why, it's all tied up.
My hands are weak. They'll slip on the axe. Do it. Now. Oh, she's so small, the axe will come down. Nobody come back in. with the blunt end. Raise it. Now. And strike. And again.
She cries out a very little cry. The blood rushes out.
Again, the same spot.
She falls. The blood gushes so much blood.
I'm so calm, so perfect. There must be no blood on me. Put the axe by the body. So. He's dead. Take the keys, the right-hand pocket. The perfect plan. This is not ordinary. Into the other room.
Impossible! Go away now. She's not dead. She's not... Here, move. She's really dead. She moves.
See, the skull is cracked, broken in on one side. A lake of blood. Don't touch it. Round the neck, string, a person, two crosses. I will not be buried. How to get it off? With the axe.
No. Listen to the blow.
Ball is swinging on the blade. I'm getting blood on me. There. Take the purse. Now the keys. The other room.
Hurry.
Keys won't fit the locks. I can't control my hands. The keys. Remember, the big box. Let's drag it home. Under the bed. What's there? Clothes. And watches hidden. Jewels. A red dress. Wipe my bloody hands on a red dress. The stain will not be seen.
What am I doing?
What was that? Who's there? Someone is there.
Elizabeth! Oh, she was not meant to come back. What do I do?
I left the axe. She backs away. She makes no sound, not even raise her hand to protect her head. Her mouth moves. Her face young, a baby fighting. No sound. I raise the axe. She looks at me so tall. I raise it high. I strike her square on the front of the head with the sharp edge. Next time the skull splits into two halves, she falls at once.
Oh, listen, you don't want to come back. I never let this. It's not the way it was supposed to be.
What must I do now? I think I've lost the axe.
Look!
The door. What? The door.
It's been open all the time.
How did I forget that? It's coming here. Hey, what can I do?
Kill him. No, I can't kill him. I never meant. Close the door. Hide!
Put the photograph. You can't get in. Be quiet. Will I ever be still?
Let's get the board. Wait, you better stay. There's something on here. I won't be long.
Oh, my heart. Run, don't think, go, run, run. Go past, go past. Don't see me.
Did you see the old one go up?
She never goes out.
Let's hurry up.
No! Run, 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 run.
Light. Morning. Oh, what have I done? Never meant to kill this yet. Clues. Little things. Must think. Axe. Put it back where I found it. Blood. Must be blood. So much. Ends of my trousers. I can cut them off. Frayed already. Hide. Must hide all I stole. Decided where. Hole in the wall. Under the paper. Never meant to take watches, jewellery, and the money, but they all go in. That'll do. No, there's no way to hide things. Reasons left me at. Here, I'm hidden all night. A loop under the arm. How could I forget that? It's a piece of evidence. What else? Wasn't my plan. Not at all. Shock. Look, I soaked in blood. Well, I put it in. Reasons left me. Blood. Shock.
He was there.
What do you want?
I have a notice for you from the office.
What office?
The police office. A summons.
What for?
How would I know? If they send for you, you go.
Come on. We'll leave him to it.
Just on the summons. Up here today. But why? What's it about if it's not that? I don't care. I do not care anymore. I'll go. The sock. I'll have to wear it. Oh, no others. It'll get dirtier. The stain won't show. What does it all mean? I'm so tired. If they ask me anything, I think I would tell them. Confess it all.
Yes? What do you want?
Are you the head clerk?
I am. What do you want?
Had a summons.
Let me see. Raskolnikov. You're a student?
Former student.
I see.
What is it, Zametov? I was summoned.
It's for the recovery of money due, sir.
What money? Who summoned me?
According to this, your landlady. You haven't paid your rent. Another student. Here's your form. Make out your declaration. These students... Zametov. Am I having the fat man caught from his friend in custody? They can't hold them. It makes no sense. They couldn't have murdered Alyona Ivanovna. The story contradicts itself. Why would the two men fall for the after? They didn't do it.
They say the door was locked. And when he came back with the porter, he says it was open.
The murderer was in there. Right to the door. Could have caught him. The cop hadn't got cold feet.
I'd say he was lucky. He could have been chopped down too. But how did the murderers?
That house is a rabbit warren. It won't take long. We'll catch him. We'll catch whoever did it.
Come on, sit up. Are you not well?
Since
Yesterday? Did you go out yesterday?
Yes.
What time?
About 7. Why did I say that?
7 and you were ill. Where'd you go?
Along the street. So tired. Get it over. Tell them all. Say nothing. Get up. Get out.
Let me help you up. You fainted. Can you stand?
Yeah.
What'll we do with him?
I don't know. Maybe I should ask him a few questions.
Can you walk?
Yes. I'm all right. Please, let me go.
He's ill.
No, go on. Let him go. Send him home. Send him home.
Walk. Steady. Away from... They'll search my room. I must get rid of it all. All I stole. What do they suspect? I must hide it all properly. Fling them in the water. Be rid of them once and for all. No. Some things might float. Too many people. People. I had a plan. It was perfect. What's this place? Yard. Built as yard. I came here without thought. I still have a purpose. You see, under that stone. Who would look under a heavy stone? It's lain here for years and will lie for years. So perfect. Clever to see it. So long as I do not think, but act. Do. It's all over. It's hidden. Not a clue left. Who would ever think of me?
Good to see the sunshine, Miss
Come round.
Himself again. Thank God. Oh. That's sufficient. Oh, Anastasia. Roger, I knew you'd pull through. Oh, he's the other man. Huh? Oh, he's a messenger. He's got some money for you, but he needs you to sign a receipt. Now, here, let me help you sit up. You know, you've hardly eaten for 4 days. He had to give you tea by spoonfuls. I brought Sozimov to see you. You remember him? He's just qualified as a doctor. And he treated you. He said it was some nervous disorder, but it will pass. What does the man want?
Your mother has sent you money through our office, sir. I'm instructed to give you 35 rubles, with the hope of better to come.
I like the sound of that.
You have to sign for it here.
There you are. Now then, where's the money?
10, 20, 35 rubles. Thank you, sir. Goodbye. I hope you're better soon.
Well, goodbye. Oh, and thanks. Marvellous. Now, Roger, are you hungry? Anastasia, what have we got?
The soup. It's got potatoes and rice in it.
Good. I'll feed him. Now, you bring us some tea. Oh, and 2 bottles of beer. I think we could empty them.
I'll get them now.
Now, here, let me hold you up. Now, here's the soup. Yeah, that's good. Isn't that good, eh? Mm. You know, I've been eating like a prince these last few days, all because of your landlady. Well, the trouble I had finding you. And here you were, in this hole, desperately ill, nobody but Nastasia to sneak up and do what she could for you. Well, I was going to cause quite a row, but when I met your landlady, well, she's shy, attractive, really. So I sorted her out. But she never really meant to put the police on you. She'd had bad advice. And now we can have anything we want. Was it you here?
I didn't know who...
I suppose I was delirious.
Well, you didn't know anybody. Except one day when you screamed with rage when I brought Zamyetov to see you.
The head clerk at the police office. Why did you bring him?
Well, I got friendly with him through my cousin Porfiry, the examining magistrate. Well, I've met a lot of people since I moved here. I've just got myself a flat round the corner.
Did I say anything while I was delirious?
Ah, the tea. Nastasia, you sweet, delectable creature, you have a heart of gold. Do you know, he's just asked me, Nastasia, did he say anything in his delirium? Oh, what we suffered, eh?
What did I say?
What did you not say? You never shut up.
This is Martin Butt.
What did I say?
What do people rave about? Rubbish, nonsense. All about earrings and chains and a porter and the police. And...
Stop.
Oh, yes, you cried and cried most pitifully for us to give you back your sock. It was while Zamyetov was here, and he crawled about on the floor and found it for you, and for 24 hours you clutched it in your hand. Well, we couldn't get it off you. It was all nonsense.
Oh, thank goodness it's over. Do you want anything else? I've got my work to do, you know.
No, you go on. And remember, I adore you. Now, business. I must go too. Now, I'm going to take 10 of your 35 rubles, and I'll give you an account of them in an hour, and I'll fetch Zozimov too. Now, you stay quiet till I come back.
What do they know? What must I do? Destroy evidence, but what? I don't know. I can't remember. Zamyetov, policeman. And the sock. I must escape. But, well, no clothes. They've taken my clothes, all of them. They know. They must know. They're trying to trick me to confess. Must get away from me. Escape. I must escape. I can't stand it. I must...
Rodya. Oh, he's awake. Look, I brought Zosima. You've been asleep 3 hours. What's bound to do him good, eh?
Yes. Hello, Roger. How do you feel?
I'm quite well.
I'm not ill. I've got a whole set of new clothes for you. Well, they're nearly new. Now, see the trousers? No stains, no holes. And a coat. And a pair of boots. There's even underwear.
You've done well, Dmitri.
I'm afraid we had to burn all your old clothes, but we couldn't let you go on in that state. Now, guess how much it all cost. It was only 9 rubles 55. Here's your change. Is he all right?
Vividly, much better. He can eat soup, anything like that. But no more medicine. I'm very pleased.
Well, I'll take him out for some air tomorrow.
That might be too soon.
Oh, but I'm having my housewarming tomorrow night. I want him to come. Well, you're coming, don't you remember?
Yes, but I'll be late. Who'll be there?
Oh, my uncle, my cousin Porfiry, friends I've made in this district, Zamyetov.
What do you see in Zamyetov?
He's good company.
A policeman who takes bribes.
Well, so what? Anyway, I'm trying to influence him myself to help someone.
Who?
Well, Nikolai, the house painter, the one who's accused of murder. You know, the murder of the old woman, the pawnbroker. Well, it happened the day before you got ill, Rodya.
I remember.
Well, do you remember Lizaveta was killed, too?
Lizaveta?
Yes, her sister. Didn't you know her? Well, both of them were struck down with an axe. It was very brutal.
I think I remember.
What about the painter, Nikolai?
Yes. Why did I suspect him?
Well, a few days ago, a jewel case was brought in, part of the robbery. Well, it seems Nikolai pawned it one day after the murder. And, of course, he was painting a flat below the old woman at the time.
So they went looking for him?
Well, yes. And this is what makes the thing plausible. Well, he'd gone on a drinking spree and pawned all he had, and when they caught up with him, he tried to hang himself.
That sounds pretty conclusive to me.
Yeah, well, you wait till you hear it all. They brought Nikolai in and questioned him. I mean, he said he'd heard nothing on the day of the murder. He'd found the jewels in the street. He'd been drinking. He was frightened. Aha, they said. How could you be frightened if you weren't guilty? You see, that is how they think. Well, so they pressured him, and eventually he confessed he'd found the jewel case in the flat where he'd been painting. Well, he'd had a row with his mate, only horseplay, and his mate had splashed paint on him. He'd chased him outside. But when he came back, he found the jewel case behind the door.
Where? Where did you say behind the door?
Well, yes. Why?
Nothing. How was it behind the door?
It was. Well, anyway, he pawned it, never thought. When he realized, he got frightened and tried to hang himself.
I still think the police have a good case.
Oh, come on. You're a doctor. You've made a special study of psychology, for God's sake. Now, look at the character of the man, his behavior. Now, everybody there at the time saw him wrestling and laughing with his mate. People said they were like children. Well, at that moment, the bodies were still warm upstairs. He is a simple workman. He is not capable of both acts. Now, I say the proof of his innocence is far greater than any proof against him. The real murderer must have hidden in the empty flat to avoid the men coming up the stairs, and he dropped the jewels.
You may have a point.
No, it must be how it happens.
Excuse me.
Yes, what do you want?
I'm looking for Rodion Romanovich Raskolnikov, a student, a former student.
Well, that's him in bed. What do you want?
Who is that? Piotrowitch Eugene. I have reason to hope my name is not wholly unknown to you. Well, haven't you received any information about me? And there must be left 10 days ago, at least.
Oh, don't stand in the door. Come in. It's not often we get a gentleman to call. Oh, don't mind us. Roger's been ill, and this is his doctor, and I'm a friend looking after him.
Well, perhaps I shouldn't distract him. Talk all he wants. You may amuse him. Thank you, Doctor. Your mother wishes to communicate with you on a rather personal matter.
I know you. You're my sister's intended husband. I know you.
I waited a few days before calling on you. Thought that I'd known you were ill, but I've been very busy. I'm involved in the most important legal affair in the Senate. I'm expecting your mother and sisters any time. I've found them lodging.
Where?
Oh, very near you, actually. In Bakalaev's house.
What's that place? A stinking kip. All kinds live there. It's only virtuous. It's cheap.
I'm a stranger in Petersburg. It seems suitable enough. I'm negotiating for a flat, a future home. Meantime, I'm staying in very cramped conditions myself, with a relation at Madame Lipivexile's.
I know it. There's a family, Marmeladov, live there.
It's over 10 years since I was in the city.
And do you see any difference?
Oh, yes. Many things. Yeah. I fancy the young have their views. More critical. There's more realism.
More materialism. That's not real life.
I don't agree. I mean, look at the progress in science, in economics. We put ourselves off from the past and the good thing, too. I'll give you an example. Love thy neighbor. What did that mean? It meant I tore my coat in half to share it with my neighbor. The result, we were both half naked. But now, science shows us that everything depends upon self-interest. The study of economics shows that the better private business is ordered, the more whole coats, the firmer the foundations of society, and the better for all. By good management of my own affairs, by my own prosperity, I, so to speak, grow rich for all. There are more coats for all because of the general advance of wealth. Only the sentimental can't see the sensible.
Yes, and I couldn't argue with you, so let's drop the subject.
Excuse me.
What were we talking about, Rosina?
I've been thinking. One of her customers must have killed her.
Not a doubt of it. My cousin Porfiry is in charge of the case now, and he's not saying what he thinks, but is examining all the people who had pledges with her.
How can he examine them? How does he know who her customers were?
Well, she wrote their names on each article she got. A lot have come forward already.
Is this the murder of the old pawnbroker? Yes. But it must have been a professional. Look at the boldness, the coolness of it.
Oh, it was a first crime.
Can you say that?
First, only chance saved him, not cunning. Second, he only took a few jewels worth nothing and left a box and a drawer with over 1,500 rubles in it. He didn't know how to rob, only how to murder. It was a first crime, and he panicked at the crucial moment.
So, he failed?
You know, there's another aspect to this. It's part of the general and most disturbing increase in crimes of violence. It's spread even to the higher classes once there. The students committing robberies now. They can hardly afford to live these days.
Well, what do you expect? Everybody is getting rich one way or another, so they say, I'll get rich too. It's the only example they get.
But how do you explain the moral decline?
It accords with your theory.
No, it does not at all.
Is it true that you told my sister that what pleased you most was that she was a beggar? Because it's better to raise a wife from poverty. That way she'll never forget what she owes you.
I did not. Whatever reporters reached you, it's quite distorted. Your mother misrepresents you.
Say nothing against my mother. One word and I'll pitch you down the stairs.
What's the matter with you? I can only assume that Mrs. Park is your illness.
I am not ill.
That only makes your conduct all the more unseemly.
Get out, go to hell, go on, leave me alone.
Well, if that's your attitude, I will. I certainly will. Good day, sir.
What's got into you? Let me alone, all of you. I'm not afraid of you, let me alone.
Part 1 of a 3-part adaptation of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, adapted by Bill Morrison. The program was produced by the BBC and presented by Earplay, the radio drama production center for public broadcasting. Next week, Part 2 of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts. This is NPR, National Public Radio. Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts.
Part 2 of a 3-part adaptation by Bill Morrison of Crime and Punishment. This week, Earplay brings you Part 2 of Dostoevsky's classic story. Driven by motives of despair at his family's destitution and a confused sense of his own destiny to be extraordinary, the student Raskolnikov has robbed and murdered an old woman pawnbroker and her sister. He's escaped undetected and hidden the stolen property in a builder's yard. Summoned to the police station for failure to pay his rent, Raskolnikov overhears a police officer talking about the murder. He faints and has to be helped home. After several days of delirium, he recuperates, but his conscience continues to plague him. Part 2 of the BBC production of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
I cannot go on living like this. I must make an end of it. It's too much.
What will you have? Some vodka?
Give me some tea, and bring me the newspapers. The old ones for the last 5 days.
Yes, sir.
But yet, if I had to stand on one square yard of space all my life, 1,000 years, eternity, I believe it would be better to live like that than die. Now, life. Give me life, whatever it may be.
There you are, sir. The papers. I'll have your tea in a moment.
Now, here's the story of the murder. Where? Damn, fires, more fires. Nothing but fire. Ah. The old woman.
Raskolnikov.
Huh?
What are you doing in the Cafe Cristal?
Zamyetov.
When I last saw you, I didn't think you'd be out and about so soon. Well, I'm glad you're better. Did they tell you about how I found your sock and how you shouted at me?
They did.
I didn't mind. It was quite funny.
Who's been pouring champagne into you over there?
I just offended him.
For services rendered in the line of police duty.
What do you mean?
I'm only making fun. Making fun. Like that painter in the case of the old woman.
What do you know about that?
Perhaps I know more about it than you do. Tell him. Confess it all. Be rid of it. Now, confess.
Are you sure you're all right? I don't think you should come out.
I can't go on. I can't bear it.
What are you reading about? The fires?
I am not reading about the fires. I am not reading about the fires.
Well, I didn't read anything.
Well, you are most anxious to know what I'm reading about.
Well, really, I'm not.
What can I be looking for in these newspapers? It is very suspicious, isn't it?
Why should I think so?
I'll tell you. I will declare. No. Confess. I confess. No. Make a deposition. I depose that I was searching, and that I came here solely for that purpose, for news of the murder of the old pawnbroker.
Well, what did you have? It's nothing to me.
The same crime you were talking about at the police office when I fainted. Do you understand now?
Understand what?
Think.
You must be delirious, or...
Oh, what? What?
Nothing. It's nonsense.
Is it?
Yes, your tea. Anything for you, sir?
Hmm? Oh, no, nothing.
Thank you. Look at him puzzled. How could I be taken by someone so stupid? I tell him the truth and destroy his little scraps of evidence, make a nonsense of him. It's so easy.
Oh, we'll catch the murderer. He made some mistakes. They always do.
What mistake?
He lost his nerve after the killing. He made a mess of the robbery.
All you policemen go by the book. It wouldn't be hard to fool you. For instance, doesn't the book say that if a man who had no money suddenly has lots to spend, he must be the thief?
Oh, it's true. Most people do catch them when they spend the money. But you wouldn't do that, eh?
Do you want to know what I would do?
Yes, I would.
I should have taken the money and the jewelry. I should have walked to some deserted place, a builder's yard, say. I should have found a heavy stone that had been undisturbed a long time. I should have lifted the stone and put the money under it. I should not approach it again for a year, or two, or three.
Why are you so fascinated by this?
What if it was I who murdered the old woman and Lizaveta?
Oh, that's not possible.
For a moment you believed it.
No, of course not.
Well, the suspicion has been in your mind.
You said that, not me.
Well, after all, look at my behavior. Well, look at it. Waiter, how much do I owe you?
30 kopecks, sir.
Look at that. You see that? 25 rubles. Where did I get them? I have no money. Where did I get all these new clothes? Think about it. Find out about it. Consult the book. Consult your theories. Goodbye. Think about it. Is there no end to it? Can I make an end to it? I can't remember why I did it. I must have seen some end. What future did I see? What should I do? What happened? The man had no chance. He went straight under the wheels. I know it. It's Marmeladov. Oh, not more pain.
What is it? What trouble have you brought me now?
Where shall we put him? Put him there, on the sofa.
What is it? What happened?
He was run over by a carriage.
Oh, dear God! What happened?
Please, Mrs. Marmeladov, please, try to be calm. Don't be frightened. Think of the truth. I was there. I saw it. He just fell in front. I've taken charge. I'll pay.
Look at him. Look at the blood on him. The idiot I saw. It has destroyed him.
Send for the doctor. Have him here. A towel. He's not dead.
Sonia, run for your sister. Run for Sonia. Bring her here. Run, girl, run.
She'd better hurry. He's really gone.
What are you all doing here? You might let him die in peace. He's not the spectacles and gay man. Leave it alone.
Come on, then. Let's have everybody out.
Where is the doctor?
What's going on here? That's drunk again. Get him out. Take him to the hospital. I don't want him in my house. Sick is my room. This is the protection. We pay for it. You can't put it out. It's my house. And I say I never wanted you here. Please. Let him die in peace. Take him to the hospital. Now, I warn you, we have friends. This young man has money, connections. You hear from...
Where's the injured man? Let me pass.
Doctor, he's here, on the sofa.
Right, all of you, give me some room. What happened to him?
He fell in front of a carriage with wheels on it.
Yes, I see. His chest is crushed. I wonder he's conscious at all.
I want to confess.
He'll die immediately.
No hope?
None. His head's been empty, too.
I want to confess.
Sonia, I found him. I brought him.
Who's that? My sweet daughter, Sonia. Forgive me for all I have done. The misery and all. Look, the little boy has bare feet.
Father?
I told you.
He's dead.
Well, he's got what he wanted. What is to be done now? How can I bury him? We have nothing.
I knew your husband, and now I know he loved you all. Look, let me do something for his memory. Here's 20 rubles. If that'll help, please take them. I'll come again. Whatever you need, I'll come again. Goodbye.
Huh? Wait for me.
Who is it? Ah, Polya.
Sir, please. What's your name? Where do you live?
Who sent you after me?
My sister Sonia.
That's good. Do you love your sister?
Oh, more than anyone.
Did your father love you?
Oh, yes. He brought us presents and taught us to read.
Do you know your prayers?
Of course I do. We pray to God and for my sister and for all of us.
My name is Rodion. Will you pray for me, too, sometime? And my servant, Rodion? Nothing more?
I'll pray for you for the rest of my life.
Tell them, Polly, that I will come tonight.
There is a life for me still. It is not the end. I have a life. It was always my intention to do good. I had a reason. I have a future.
Roger, so you came. I'm glad, brother. I didn't want to lose you.
I only came to say a word. If I'm weak, I must go home.
You can hardly stand, but I'm not much better. Come on, we'll support each other in the street.
What about your guests?
Oh, listen to them. They don't need me. Come on. Listen, Roger. Zemyetov's been telling us about you at the cafe. What was that all about?
What did Zemyetov say?
Oh, they'd all believe the worst of their own mother. You know, they go on about you fainting at the police office. But Zozimov talks about monomania and how you react to talk about crime. But I mean, what is a man supposed to do when he has a fever?
What else do they say?
Oh, listen, it was all a joke with Zemyetov. You led him on, made a fool of him. It was a joke, wasn't it?
Do you think I'm mad?
Nobody thinks you're mad. You're just alone too much. You've got yourself into a bad state. Oh, by the way, my cousin Porfiry, the magistrate, wants to meet you.
Why?
Well, he's heard a lot about you.
What?
What is it?
Look. You see, there's a light in my room.
Oh, I see it.
Who can be waiting for me?
Roger, at last.
Mother.
Your sister and I have been waiting so long. How are you? It's so...
What's the matter, Roger?
Making good progress. In 3 or 4 days, you'll be back to normal. You know what has happened to you, to your mind. Now, you mustn't get into that state of depression again. It's up to you to cure yourself.
I feel quite well.
Good. Well, that's a very handsome sister you have. Razumihin was quite overcome with her.
Was he?
I'll go. Oh, ladies. Hello, Razumihin. Hello. You'll find the patient up, rest, and remarkably well.
This is the doctor, Zofina.
I'm very grateful to you. How are you today, Roger?
Much better. Mother, I hope I can be forgiven for last night. Dunya, I am sorry.
We love you, brother. Roger, I'm so glad to see you better.
And I must thank my friends. I don't know why I should deserve such generosity. I don't understand.
You're being sentimental.
What else did I mean to say? Yes, I would have come to see you this morning. I was delayed. You see, the blood had to be washed off first.
What blood?
On my clothes. It happened yesterday. I helped carry a man who was run over in an accident.
Mother, Well, I don't know what you would have done. Certainly I had no right to do it. I gave all the money you sent me to his widow and the little children.
I'm sure you did what you thought best.
I don't know.
Ladies, will you excuse me? I have to go. I'll look in again soon. Remember, Roger, don't let anything upset you.
Goodbye, and thank you again.
Nothing. Goodbye.
Well, I'm so glad to see you, Roger. So much has happened. Did you know Martha Petrovna is dead?
Who was she?
The wife of Svidrigailov, the family Dunya was with.
You mean the woman who accused her?
That was all forgiven. She was a fine woman.
How did she die?
That was the awful thing. Svidrigailov beat her. It wasn't quite like that.
Would you defend him?
He beat her in the morning, then later she had a stroke and died.
Why tell me this?
Well, I didn't know what to talk about.
Are you afraid of me?
No, Mother, we can't avoid it. We have to tell him. I suppose so.
Tell me what?
Last night he seemed to think I was sacrificing myself, but that's not so. I am marrying because of my circumstances. I don't see that I have any choice.
You are deluding yourself.
I wouldn't marry Mr. Lucien if I didn't believe he had a proper regard for me, and if I didn't think I could respect him. But it can all be settled this evening, if you will agree. Will you come?
Yes.
I want Mr. Razumikin to be there, too. He's already done so much for us. Will you?
You have only to ask. I would do anything for you, anything. Well, you know what I mean.
I do, Dmitri.
Everything will work out.
It must.
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I shouldn't have...
Sonia. Sonia, come in. Please, please, come in. Sit here.
Katerina sent me to ask, will you come to the funeral?
I'll try. Oh, I want you to meet my family. My mother, my sister Dunya. This is Sonia Marmeladov, the daughter of the man who was killed.
Oh, yes. Sonia. Dunya.
How were the arrangements made? Did you have any trouble?
The landlady was difficult, but it's all right. My mother begs you to come, at least to the meal afterwards. She wants to thank you for all you did.
What are you looking at?
I didn't realize that you lived like this. You must have given us everything you had. I'm sorry. Roger, I think we should go. You rest, please. We'll see you this evening. And Mr. Razumikin, goodbye. Goodbye. Take care, Roger. Goodbye.
I'll look after him. Goodbye, Dunya. God, give peace to the dead. The living have still to live. Isn't that right? Razumikin, there's something I want from you.
Shall I tell Katerina you will come?
Please, wait a moment, Sonia. Dmitri, your cousin Porfiry, you said he wanted to see all who had pawned things with the old woman. I was a customer of hers. I should have reported it. What will they think of the delay? Oh, don't worry about that. I'll tell you what, we'll go straight to him. Anyway, he wants to meet you, so why deal with Clark? Then we'll go now. Afterwards, if there is a future. May I come to see you, Sonia?
Yes, if you wish.
There's so much to talk about. I've known it since I met you.
Known what?
I must see you alone. Not at your mother's. Where do you live?
I have a room at the Kapanolmos.
Will you wait for me there?
Yes. I didn't know you lived like this. You gave us everything you had. I could do no less for you.
Sonia.
I will wait for as long as you want. We will talk then.
Yes. Afterwards.
Is it the right move to see Porfiry or not? The moth flies to the light. Will I be calm? I must find out what he knows. I must take the risk.
Porfiry, I brought someone to see you. And yet you know him already. This is Rodion Raskolnikov. My cousin Porfiry.
I'm delighted to meet you. Sit down, sit down.
How are you today, Raskolnikov?
Well enough.
How can I help you, Raskolnikov?
But he's come about the things he pawned with the old woman. He'd have come before, but he was ill. I'm his witness to that. Well, what should he do?
Oh, you have to make a statement that these articles, whatever they are yours, and you will redeem them.
Well, I only want to declare them. I can't redeem them. I haven't the money at the moment.
Ah, that doesn't matter. If you like, you can write directly to me.
Well, they're only worth 5 rubles, but, well, you know, they mean much more. One was a watch, my father's, and my mother's here. If she knew I'd, well, you understand.
Oh, they wouldn't have been lost. I've been expecting you for some time.
Did you know about them all the time?
Well, they were wrapped up together with your name on them. We know all her customers. Everyone else has come forward. Except you.
I have been ill.
I knew that, too. I was told you were in great distress. Something weighing on your mind. You look pale still.
I'm not pale. I'm not weak. I'm quite well.
He was delirious, unconscious till yesterday. And then when our backs were turned, he dressed and ran round the streets, quite delirious.
Well, that's not how it was. Zamyetov, you saw me. Was I sensible?
Yes, but it was confusing. You were ill, and then you gave all your money away.
Perhaps I have plenty. I confessed it all to Zamyetov, didn't I?
Come on, react. I'm explaining it all. Don't play with me. Spit it out. Show me what you know. I could almost tell you everything. Now, so you could see how I despise you. You don't know what I know. You know nothing. You're just hoping I will betray myself. You have no proof, no facts, nothing.
That was quite a party you gave last night, Raskolnikov.
I missed the best of it. Yes, how did that argument end? See, we were trying to decide, Roger, whether there is such a thing as crime. Well, I was on my own against these two. They were dribbling on about the socialist idea that crime is a protest against the abnormality of the social organization, and only that. No other cause is admitted.
That wasn't the argument.
Well, it's what it says in their pamphlets. To them, everything is the influence of the environment. So, if society is properly organized, all crime stops at once, there being nothing to protest against. Well, human nature isn't taken into account. They don't understand people. They think that you can make justice with a 5-year plan. They'll end up building graveyards.
What do you think, Raskolnikov? You've written on the subject of crime. Didn't I read an article of yours in the periodical recently?
It can't have been mine. I did write an article, but I sent it to the Weekly Review.
It was taken over by the periodical, didn't you know?
An article published? That's great news, Rodio. We must get a copy. Now, you should get some money for that.
You must lead a very solitary life not to know you have an article published.
It was signed only with my initial. How did you know it was me?
I was so interested by it that I went and asked the editor. Very impressive work. You analyzed the psychology of a criminal before and after a crime, isn't that so?
Superficially.
It made me think. The idea that the act is always accompanied by illness. Now, that was very original.
It's only a theory.
Of course. But the end confused me. You seem to say that there are certain people who have a right to go beyond the law.
A right to crime?
If you'll forgive me summarizing your work. As I read it, the article divided men into ordinary and extraordinary. Ordinary men have to live in submission to the law, but the extraordinary man has a right to commit any crime for the reason that he is extraordinary. Was that the idea?
Not quite.
Oh, I'm sorry. You explain it.
I don't say that the extraordinary man must commit a crime, only that he could decide in his own conscience to overstep an obstacle if it prevented him fulfilling his mission, a purpose which might benefit all humanity.
Perhaps I'd understand it better if you gave me an example.
Take the discoveries of Newton. What if they could not be made known except by the sacrifice of the lives of 1, 10, even 100 men? Newton would have had the right, the duty even, to eliminate those obstacles so that his discoveries could benefit the whole of humanity. But that doesn't mean Newton can commit any crime.
It's a fine distinction.
I also maintain that legislators and leaders, Napoleon would be an example of the biggest criminals of all. To make a new law, they had to break the ancient one, and they didn't hesitate to spill blood in the process, usually the blood of innocent people.
I'd agree with that.
So, all extraordinary men must be criminals if they would escape the common rut, which by their nature they are bound to try to do. The ordinary man is conservative, law-abiding, wants to be ruled. The other kind of men are destroyers, whatever may be their crime. They share the desire to destroy the present for the sake of a better future. And if that requires them to march over corpses and wade through blood, then they have the right to choose that path. Of course, this is all theoretical. The mass of people would not accept it. They execute such men. It is for the next generation who benefit to worship them,
They're not always executed.
Oh, some do triumph in their lifetime, and then...
Then they start executing for themselves, eh?
Why do I bother to explain all this to men who can never understand?
How do you recognize these extraordinary men? Signs of birth? There's one of the ordinary ones. I'd be a bit frightened if I couldn't recognize them.
There are very few. There's some law of nature we don't understand that decrees that the vast mass of peoples exists only to bring into the world perhaps one man in 1,000 with a spark of independence. A man of genius is one of millions, and the great genius is the crown of humanity appear on earth perhaps one in many thousand millions.
But that's got nothing to do with the real point. You can't surely sanction bloodshed in the name of one man's conscience.
What if some young man, perhaps wrongly, imagines that he might be, in the future, such an extraordinary man? Oh, he has some great enterprise in his head, but no means. So he starts to remove the obstacles, as you call them.
Society is well enough protected. It has its prisons, its policemen. You have but to catch your thief.
Tell me, it's probably a stupid question, but when you were writing that, did you ever imagine yourself as such a man?
Quite possibly.
Could you bring yourself to rob and murder?
If I did, I would not tell you.
I'm talking theoretically, of course.
I am no Napoleon. How crude, how obvious, how easy this is. The fool.
Perhaps it was someone like that who murdered the old woman.
It is only a theory. I must go.
Oh, what a pity. I'd be very glad to talk to you. Oh, the other business, write to me. Or better still, come and see me at the police office. I'll be there at 11 tomorrow.
Do you want to question me officially?
No, there's no need for that. Not at the moment. No, it's just that, as one of her last customers, you may have some scrap of information that will help. Help Nikolai, for instance, the man Razumihin here is trying so hard to save. I think he's innocent, but I can't prove it. No, the sort of thing I mean is, now, when you went up the stairs, it was past 7, wasn't it?
Yes. Should I have answered that?
So when you went up between 7 and 8, didn't you see in an empty flat on the way 2 workmen, or 1 even, painters? Do you remember?
Painters? No. Is it a trap? Where is the trap? I didn't see them. I didn't see a flat open, but I see his trap. All I remember is a flat opposite the old woman's. They were moving furniture out, but no painters, no.
Oh, Theory, you fool, I've just realized the painters were there on the day of the murder. Roger went there 3 days before that.
Oh, yes, of course, forgive me. Oh, there's so much detail to remember, I get confused. It's because I'm trying so hard to help Nikolai.
You should be more careful.
I should. But you will come and talk to me tomorrow at 11. I'll expect you. There's still a lot to talk
about. Nothing. I must be sure that there is nothing here, not a scrap, not a clue, not one tiny thing that I may have missed that will betray me. They'll search, and they will miss nothing.
I must have all my strength to defeat them. I must be calm. Calm. There is nothing to betray me. They have no proof. Everything can be explained. What does he know? The torture is his. I will go out, behave as normally as any ordinary man who would recognize difference.
Mother, sister, Kate, loved them once. You embraced my mother. Elizaveta, Sonia, gentle women, gentle eyes. Why not weep? Why not moan? Gentle eyes. Kate, house, by canal, round the house, right-hand door, stairs, up the stairs, painters, past, don't see me, past. Dark, door open, the moon, red, the moon, no sound. I see a cloak from the corner, behind the cloak hides Alyona Ivanovna. Why do you hide, old woman, why you bent double to the ground? No face, I see no face. Axe, loop, coat, open, lift it, free it, raise it, curl it, crush it, strike, one blow, and one, another, on the skull. No face, I see no face. See. She bends and laughs and makes no sound and shakes and laughs and lives. Strike. The voices whisper, mother, chatter in the other room, and he, she laughs and shakes and laughs and lives. No face, strike, I cannot move. Tell me what you want.
with me.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Arkady Ivanovich Svidrigailov.
Svidrigailov? What are you doing here?
I came to Petersburg 3 days ago.
What do you want with me?
I know quite a lot about you.
What? Have you been following me?
No, but I think you and I have much to give each other.
What do you want from me?
Do you have any idea what it is like to be totally, completely bored with life?
No.
Perhaps you need to live more than I do. I've been bored for a long time. Not altogether unpleasantly. I was rich enough nothing to do and nothing at all I wanted to do. Until I met your sister, Delia.
You've done enough to her. She would never see you again.
That's why I'm here. I never harmed her, you know.
I am not going to talk about Dunya with you.
What have you been told? That she came to my house as a governess and that I set about seducing her, idly, for my own pleasure, to use her and destroy her. I wasn't a criminal. I was, in truth, the victim.
Why?
Because I fell in love with her the moment I saw her. Oh, but what is it not? I've lost that feeling now as quickly as it came. What is love without hope? All I want is to see her just once more.
She won't see you.
That's why I want you to arrange it.
You expect me to believe your story when your wife is hardly cold in her grave?
You heard that.
I heard that you beat your wife to death.
It doesn't matter to me what you heard or what you believe. But my wife died of apoplexy. Inquiry confirmed it. She very foolishly took a cold bath after a heavy dinner and had an attack.
You beat her?
It was only a few blows, a few light touches with a switch in the morning. She may well have enjoyed it if it was not beyond her.
What do you want with me?
I want to see your sister.
I won't even discuss it.
Well, let's talk about the man she plans to marry, Rodion. He's not fit for her. She's sacrificing herself, her family, for money. I cannot think that you will accept that.
It's not your business.
I want to see Delia, to tell her that I would give her 10,000 rubles so that she can be free of that sacrifice and can do whatever she wants.
She wouldn't accept it.
There are no conditions. I am a rich man. What she plans to do, she's going to do for money. There are only a few things left I want to do. And one of them is to help her.
Oh, the hell with you. Leave us alone.
No, don't dismiss it. Think about it. Tell her about it.
No.
I think you'll do what I want.
When do you leave on your journey?
That, my dear Raskolnikov, is not a simple question. I have time. Tell Dunya I only want to see her once. Oh, now, and you can tell her something else. Marfa Petrovna remembered her in her will and left her 3,000 rubles. She'll have the money in a few weeks. Goodbye, Raskolnikov. I'll see you again. There's much we have still to find out about each other.
Is it 8 o'clock yet?
Lucian will be prompt.
I'm so worried. Roger, you won't do anything foolish, will you?
No, Mother.
He did say he didn't want you here when he called. Mother, we discussed all that. We all want Roger to be here. And Mr. Raskolnikov.
Yes, we have so much to thank you for.
Please, no more thanks. I don't deserve it. That's him. Sit where you are. I'll bring him in. Good evening. I'm Laximilian. We met yesterday.
I remember. Good evening. Good evening, ladies. I hope you had...
Good evening, Fyodor Petrovich Luzhin.
Raskolnikov, I had not expected you here. No doubt, Dunya, you had your own reasons to invite him. I trust, ma'am, you had a favorable journey.
Oh, we did, yes.
Please accept my apologies for not meeting you on your arrival yesterday. It was unavoidable.
Of course, we were well cared for. The saddest thing happened just before we left. Marfa Petrovna died suddenly. Do you remember her?
I was informed. I also heard that her husband, Svidrigailov, left for Petersburg immediately after the funeral.
You mean he's here? Now?
Yes, I think we may guess the reason.
Won't he leave Dunya in peace even here?
Oh, he can do nothing, ma'am, if she has no wish to see him.
He's an evil man.
Oh, I entirely agree with you. Yes. I've heard some dreadful things about him. Apparently, not only did Marfa Petrovna rescue him from death so that he would marry her, but she also used her influence to have a charge against him dropped. A crime of the worst depravity.
Heavens.
Do you have any evidence for these stories?
I only repeat what I was told. There was an old woman, a moneylender, and Svidrigailov had some mysterious kind of relationship with her. He had a niece, a deaf and dumb girl, about 14, whom she treated dreadfully. Well, one day, the child was found hanged. The verdict was suicide. But then information came to light that she had been cruelly outraged first by Svidrigailov.
Oh, please. Can we not talk of him anymore?
He has just been to see me.
What?
When?
2 hours ago. He had a proposition for you, Dunya. He was very anxious to see you and wanted me to persuade you to agree. He also told me that Marfa Petrovna left you 3,000 rubles in her will.
Oh, thank God.
Did you know that, Luzhin?
I had heard something to that effect.
What else did you say?
I will tell you afterwards.
Oh, I see. Whatever. If that's to be the case, it would be clearly better if I left now.
No, Pierre. We came here to discuss our future, and we must talk about it.
I'm glad you haven't forgotten. I did want an explanation from you and your dear mother on a very important point indeed, but since your brother is here...
He is here because I asked him. You wrote yesterday that you'd been insulted by him. I think this must be explained. If Roger did insult you, he should and will apologize.
There are insults which cannot be forgotten.
Please, Pierre. Our whole future depends on whether this is settled.
My dear Dunya, you know I only want happiness for both of us. But I think we must consider ourselves and not your family.
I have promised to marry you. It is a promise I take with great seriousness. But I must see for myself what is between you. For if you can't forgive, then I know I have to choose between you. And I do not want to be and must not be mistaken in my choice.
There is no choice. You are promised to me. Love for a husband must outweigh love for a brother.
What have you against Rodion?
What did you write to your son, Ma'am? I may have made some remark about the moral advantage of marriage to a poor girl, but I did not say that I would only marry someone in extreme poverty because she would always be in my debt.
Mr. Lucien, we would not have travelled 700 miles, spent all we had, if we did not think very highly of him.
Oh,
You blame my son for exaggerating, but look what you wrote about him.
What did I write?
You said I gave away all the money I had, all that my mother sent me, to a dissolute family. The father had been killed in an accident. They were desperate.
I only told your mother of the condition in which I found you. Your friend Sonia, the daughter of that family, is a prostitute. Would you allow your mother and sister to associate with that kind of person?
As a matter of fact, they sat down together today.
You see? How could we be reconciled? The matter is settled. I trust in the future I will be spared such meetings, Dunya.
You seem to think that we're completely under your authority. My daughter still has her independence.
Now? She has 3,000 rubles now, which may account for the change in your attitude.
Perhaps my brother did not exaggerate about you.
The matter is settled as far as I'm concerned. You can get on with your secret talk about the propositions of Svidrigailov if you're interested.
You see now, sister.
Please leave, Mr. Luzin.
If you let me go now, I will not be back. Consider that very carefully.
I do not want you.
You can't. Remember your promise. It's a binding promise. In law.
Please leave. Now.
So that's all you think of me. You don't need me now. You have a few rubles. Well, just remember I picked you up when you were penniless. Your reputation was destroyed. You were the gossip of the town. You and Svidrigailov. I gave you respect. I gave you...
Enough. Another word out of you, and I swear I'll flatten you. Now, you heard what she said. She doesn't want you. Now, get out.
What?
Go on, get out.
Very well, I'm going. I'm going.
Oh, God has delivered us. God has delivered us.
Did you ever hear anything like that? What a tongue.
My dear sister.
Roger, I'm truly sorry. It was my fault. I was too concerned about money and the future. I didn't see what kind of man he was. Forgive me.
Well, I knew his sort the minute I looked at him. So did Roger.
Forgive us. We were very foolish.
It's over.
Thank God. Tell us now. What did Svidrigailov say to you?
He wants to make Dunya a present of 10,000 rubles and to see her once.
Never.
What answer did he give you?
Well, I wouldn't listen, but he insisted. He seemed to want to be forgiven, said he no longer felt any passion for you, and he very particularly did not want you to marry Luzhin.
What did you think of him?
He was very strange.
He had some other purpose.
Don't worry, I'll find out all about him. I can protect you. That is, if you will allow me, dear.
I would feel very well protected, Nancy.
Look, I have an idea. Now that there is some capital, it should be used. I can get money from my uncle. We'll all go into partnership.
Doing what?
Well, publishing translations. Rodia and I do the literary work. We all do the rest. I know a lot about it. I have the contacts. I've been working for others long enough. Well, we could do it.
Oh, Dmitri, could we? What do you think, Rodia?
He knows the business all right. We both know books that would sell.
Oh, we'll examine all the details. But first, we must get you both somewhere to live. Now, I know a flat near here that would suit you both very well. And what do you say, Rodia?
It's time for me to go.
Where?
I must go.
But why, Rodia? Why? Brother, you can't go now.
I meant to say to you, well, as I was coming here, planned that I would say it would be better for us not to see each other for a time. Not forever, but who knows, it may be the last time. Well, I feel ill. I'm not at peace. I will come afterwards when it may be possible. I remember you and love you. I decided this before. Whatever is going to happen, I want to be alone. Now, if you love me now, forget me.
What is he saying?
Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye.
It must be true. He must be mad. What else can explain it? Look, don't worry. We must try to understand him. Now, I'll see where he goes.
I knew you'd follow. Dmitri, be with them, care for them.
You know I will, but where are you going? What are you doing? What's wrong?
No, don't ask me. I'm nothing to tell you. Leave me alone, but don't leave them.
You talk as if you have to go away. Oh, no. Rodia, I will not ask you what you've done.
Do you understand now? Go back. Go back to them.
Can I decide my own future, or must it be decided for me? I will go to see Sonia tonight to say to her, I don't know what. And tomorrow morning I go to see Porfiry at the police office. Is it possible still to dare, to win? I must face him directly, not be weak, not be a coward. But my journey may end tomorrow.
Sonia, I've come to see you for the last time. I may not see you again.
Are you going on a journey?
My dear Sonia, that is not a simple question.
Then won't you be able to come to my father's funeral tomorrow?
I will try. How thin you are, Sonia. A little transparent hand, like a thing dead. So this is your room. Who's next door?
That room is empty.
Are you afraid of nights in here?
The people in the house are kind. The children come to see me.
Your father told me all about you. How poor you all were, how he drank, how in the end you had to go out on the streets and came back with the money to keep them all.
That is how it is.
And your stepmother, Katerina, drove you to do it. Do not blame her.
How could I? I love her. You don't know her. She was generous and kind, but she's ill. Her mind is quite defeated. She's like a child now. She puts her hopes in you. She's built you up as someone rich with great connections. She's made herself believe it. She has such faith in people. She hardly knows where she is now.
So you had no choice.
But don't you pity them? You shouldn't say that after you gave them all you had.
Katerina has consumption. She must die very soon.
No.
It'll be better if she does die.
It will not be better at all.
What will happen to the children then?
I don't know.
The whole family depend on you now. What would happen if you got ill? What then?
Don't say that. I don't think about it.
They would be put out on the streets to beg. Katerina would cough, spit blood, the children cry. How long would she last?
No, please, no. God would not allow it.
Do you have any money saved?
None.
So what will you do? When will it be the turn of your little sister, Polya?
No, God would not allow anything so awful.
It happened to you.
God will protect her.
What if there is no God at all? Oh. Oh, Sonia. Sonia.
No, stand up. No, don't kneel to me, not me.
I did not bow down only to you. I bowed down to all the suffering of humanity. Oh, Sonia. Sonia, is it not appalling how you must sell yourself and at the same time know that you're not helping anyone by it? Tell me how you can live like that and still have such holy feeling. What sustains you? I cannot understand you. Do you pray to God? Do you pray all the time, Sonia?
Where should I be without God?
What does God do for you?
He does everything.
But that's the escape. That's the way out. It's only another kind of madness.
You have no right to say that.
Is this a New Testament? Where did you get it?
It was brought to me by Lizaveta. May God rest her soul, she was murdered. You must know that.
I do. She was murdered with an axe. With her sister, the old pawnbroker, both of them with an axe. I came to tell you something. I abandoned my family today. I'll not see them again.
But why?
I have only you. Now. Let's go together somewhere. We're both damned. Let's go together.
Go where?
I don't know. I only know I need you. That's why I've come to you.
I don't understand.
You will in time. We are the same. You too have destroyed your life. There is no future for you or me. We must go together. We have the same road.
Well, why do you say all this?
Because we must face the future and not cry that God will not allow it. Think what can happen, how Polly will have to follow you on the same street. That children do not stay children long in this hopeless, monstrous, dirty, deprived, vicious slum.
But what can we do?
Break what must be broken once and for all, and take the suffering on oneself. Freedom and power, above all power, over all trembling creation and all the ants heap. That's the ultimate goal. Remember that. It's my farewell message. And if I don't come tomorrow, you'll hear all about me, and one day, someday, you'll understand. But if I'm able to come tomorrow, I'll tell you who killed Lizaveta.
What do you mean, good?
I know, and will tell you. Only you. I've chosen. I'm not coming for forgiveness, but simply to care. I chose you. Long ago. Goodbye.
Does he mean? But if he wants me to follow him, I will. I have no better place to put my heart.
So, what would you say, Raskolnikov, if you knew it was the man you think you hate, Siberia, who had the rooms next to this? And stood in the empty room between the rear filled with your voice to your door. I told you we'd know each other better. And it's very tired, Mother. This confession may take a long time.
It's the morning. The morning when I will discover myself. What there is in me. If only I knew what you know.
What's it? Raskolnikov, I'm delighted to see you. I'm so punctual, you put me to shame. I hope you didn't mind waiting outside in the police office. I had some business. Forgive me.
I brought my statement about the things I had pawned to the old woman. Is it correct?
What? Oh, yes, fine. That's all I need.
So now you want to question me formally?
Yes, but there's no hurry, is there? Smoke? No? You don't mind if I do. Yes, I'm sorry it's a bit of a mess here. It's not my normal office. It's not far too many of these things. Yes, we're having some repairs done.
Is this how you begin? Isn't this the usual practice? Start off with something trivial, irrelevant, divert your suspect, give him a false sense of security, leave him open to the unexpected question, surprise him into a mistake. That's your usual method.
Yes, it very often is. But you don't think that the cigarette, the talk about the office... Oh, no, I meant nothing by that. You misunderstand me.
Porfiry, if you have anything to ask me, ask it straight out. I've no time to waste. I'm sick of all this suspicion. And I have been for a long time, and that's part of what made me ill. Either question me, Oh, let me go. Don't play with me. You've nothing to say? Then I'll go.
I don't know what I've done to offend you. You're my visitor. I asked you here just for a chat. I hope we can be friendly. There's nothing sinister in it. Please, sit down. Please.
I have very little time. I have other things to do. I must go to a funeral.
I'm sorry. Do sit down. I don't know what you expected. It's me. It's my fault. I've always been awkward with people. I can't be natural at ease, can't be straightforward. That's the job, you know. I wish I could offer you a cup of coffee, but we're in such a mess here. This job makes you end up treating everyone the same. I was looking forward to meeting you to a little intelligent conversation. You're reading for the law, aren't you?
I was.
Then perhaps you're interested in police procedure, are you? If you like, I'll explain how I operate. You do need a system, it's true, the sort of thing you described. But I don't like to worry a man too soon, even when I have evidence against him. Of course, if I have enough evidence, I must arrest him, but you don't often have a clear-cut case. It's always better to let him walk about, too.
Isn't that dangerous?
Not often. You see, I must work by evidence, by facts. I can be convinced that I'm guilty. But if I put him into prison on suspicion, well, probably I'll deprive myself of the chance of getting the proof I need. You see, it gives him a definite position. It puts him out of suspense. He knows where he stands. He'll say no more. No, I don't like putting a man in prison before I have to. Tricky, isn't it?
It must be.
Depends on the man as well. He has to be intelligent, imaginative. I don't like it, sir. Leave a man like that alone. Just let him suspect that I know all about him. And his crime and his nerves will do the rest. He'll get ill, irritable, lose his temper unnecessarily. He'll prey upon himself. It only takes one slip, one crucial mistake. And he's done my job for me. I have my evidence.
Why doesn't the man escape?
Where would he go? His pride wouldn't let him. No, I believe that psychologically he is unable to escape me. Let's just draw it the moth from the candle. He will have to know what I know. He will come to me. But he can't be sure. So he'll brood, weave a tangle around himself, become ill with the torment of it, if I give him long enough. He'll circle and circle, closer and closer around me, and at last, pop, he flies straight into my mouth and I'll swallow him. Do you think I'm right?
It depends on the man. How clever he may be.
No, I'd be the first to admit I might not be clever enough. But you know, Raskolnikov, you're like all young people. You put intellect above everything. Well, it isn't. It can play tricks. Life is not logical. I've learned that. He will not be able to prevent his mind betraying him. He may think he sees every crack, but at some vital moment, well, let's say he faints. Well, it can be explained, ill, a stuffy room, but it gives me a glimpse of light. He might even, if he's really clever, appear to confess, to make fun of somebody who suspects him. But you can play the game too well. And that's another clue. Oh, look pale. Is the room too stuffy? Shall I open a window? I'm all right. Don't trouble yourself. It's very clear to me. Very clear to me. You suspect me of murdering the two women. I know you do. I can see. You all have, all of you, from the beginning. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all the suspicions. I won't put up with them any longer. And if you think you have any evidence, then arrest me. Do it. Get it over with. But I will not be persecuted in this way. I won't allow it. You understand me? I won't allow it. Rodion, please, lower your voice. People will hear you. If anyone came in, it would be very embarrassing. You mustn't get worked up like this. You'll fight yourself out of your mind. Be ill again. You mustn't let your imagination get the better of you. Become an obsession with you.
Do you suspect me, or do you not? Answer me that question.
Why?
Because I can't put up with it.
With what? The uncertainty?
I won't stand for it. I won't listen to sneers and innuendos and endless suspicion.
Lower your voice. Just pull yourself together.
Arrest me. Look, search, interrogate. Whatever you want, but do it properly. And if you have no evidence, then let me go. Those are my rights. You have no right to torment me this way.
I'm not at that stage yet. I only asked you here for a friendly chat. Don't you remember?
I don't want your friendship. I spit on it. I'm leaving now. Will you let me go?
I have a surprise for you first.
What surprise?
A man is sitting behind that door over there.
What man?
He's waiting for you.
You're lying again. It's the same old trick. I'm hysteric, ill, plagued with fantasies. I get too angry, play on that, and I lose control, betray myself. Isn't that the purpose? You said so yourself. Produce your facts, your evidence. You have none. No evidence at all. You have no right to persecute me because you have no evidence. Produce your proof. I hear them in there. Bring him out. Let him face me. You have no evidence. Punish me! Punish me!
What? What is it? I gave orders.
Prisoner Nikolai was brought.
He's not wanted, then wait. He shouldn't be here. Get him out.
But he couldn't be stopped. And you said you wanted to see him.
Not now. Where is the other man, the one I want now?
I am guilty. Mine is the sin. I am the murderer.
What? Who did you kill?
Alyona Ivanovna and her sister, Lizaveta. I killed them with an axe. Darkness came over me.
The rest of you get out of here. You call this guarding a prisoner, letting him run around wherever the notion takes him? Semyakov, get them out. I'll deal with them later. Nikolai. Did you kill the two women?
I am the murderer. I want to give evidence.
Were you alone?
Yes, alone.
But you were painting a flat on the floor below at the time of the murder with a workmate. Just after it, the pair of you ran out into the yard, laughing, scuffling like children. Why?
It was to put them off the scent.
They're telling somebody else's story. Look, Raskolnikov, you'll have to leave. This is quite irregular. I'm sorry, but you can't stay for this.
I think you didn't expect this.
Neither did you, my friend.
What about your surprise?
Look, you're in a bad way. You're trembling. Now go home. I'll see you again. Go home.
You must forgive me. I lost my temper.
Yes, we both got carried away. Goodbye. Go to, what was it, a funeral. Take care, my friend. I will see you again.
It's not over. It's not finished. I'm still free.
That was part 2 of a 3-part adaptation of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment, adapted by Bill Morrison. The program was produced by the BBC and presented by Earplay, the radio drama production center for public broadcasting. Next week, the final part of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts. This is NPR, National Public Radio. Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts.
Part 3 of a 3-part radio adaptation by Bill Morrison of Crime and Punishment. This week, Earplay brings you the final part of Dostoevsky's classic story. Raskolnikov's mother and his sister, Dunya, have arrived in St. Petersburg to make arrangements for Dunya's engagement. Raskolnikov, in the depths of depression and confusion, has sworn never to see his family again. Unaware that he was overheard by Svidrigailov, his sister's former employer, he has promised to reveal the murderer's identity to Sonia before giving himself up to the police. He accepts an invitation to go to the office of Porfiry, the police chief in charge of the investigation. Although Porfiry clearly suspects him, the police chief does not yet have sufficient evidence to make an arrest, and so he waits, hoping that in time Raskolnikov will incriminate himself. Raskolnikov leaves a free man, intoxicated with the temporary victory he's won. Earplay presents Part 3 of the BBC production Crime and Punishment.
Sonia, have we put out the Lisbon wine? We must have it. I know it's not Madeira, but it is the same thing, the proper thing for funerals. I know the right thing. I was brought up properly. We must do it properly. I didn't know we'd live like this.
I know, Mother.
Now, will there be enough food for everyone?
Well, there won't be many people.
But they must come. I have sent invitations to everyone in the house. We are a respectable family. They won't refuse.
I'm afraid they will.
Then it will be the fault of the landlady. That fat German woman will have turned them against us. She never liked me.
Katerina, please. This isn't the day to bring up old quarrels. Promise me, you won't get too excited. It makes you ill. You mustn't let the little ones see you ill again. Now, don't worry. Everything is ready.
Sonia, excuse me. Can I speak to you for a moment?
Why, Mr. Lebeziatnikov, I knew of all the people in the house, you would be sure to come. You are very welcome. Now, please, come in. Let me get you a drink.
I'm sorry, I only called for a moment. I have a message for Sonia.
But you'll come back later, won't you? Won't you? You must. And your cousin, Mr. Lushin, he is coming, isn't he?
I don't know. I think he may be busy, but Mr. Lushin does want to see Sonia now.
It'll be about a pension for me. We've talked all about it. Sonia, don't keep him waiting.
There's nothing more to do. Just rest. Please.
Do come back, Mr. Lebeziatnikov. Everyone will be here. Everyone.
You wanted to see me?
Yes, Sonia, do sit down.
I'll not be in your way. I'll go over by the window. I'll read my book.
Now, first, Sonia, will you please make my excuses to your mother? Unfortunately, I can't come to the funeral meal.
I will.
Is she well? When I spoke to her yesterday, I thought she looked very ill.
I'm afraid she is. She said something about a pension you might be able to get for her.
Oh, she hasn't understood me. There was a possibility of some temporary assistance, but of course your father wasn't actually employed in the civil service at the time of his death. She's imagining things I didn't say.
Please excuse her.
No, but I want to do what I can. We may be able to raise a subscription for her. However, I'm concerned whether the money would be safe with her. She has spent all she had already, all this money this, Raskolnikov gave her.
It is only one day, a special day. She wanted to honor the dead.
Oh, of course. But I want you to have care of any money. And I'm prepared to give 10 rubles, which is all I can spare. I want no credit, naturally. I don't want my name mentioned.
I don't know how to thank you.
Here is the money. Now, I don't want any thanks now. Let me show you to the door.
It's very good of you.
Here we are. Oh, no, dear. Oh, excuse me. We must be careful. You don't want to lose that money, do you? There we are. Goodbye.
I'm all right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I saw that.
Saw? What? What did you see?
Very generous. I don't approve of private charity, of course. I think it just promotes the evil it tries to prevent, but I respect your action. Frankly, I hadn't expected it from a man like you. When I saw you sitting there with that pile of banknotes in front of you, I thought you were being cruel, tormenting the poor girl. I was wrong.
I don't give a damn what you think.
I only said...
I will be very glad when my flat is ready and I no longer have to be your guest. I've never listened to so much sanctimonious drivel about the rights of man, the nobility of the poor, the socialist utopia, and all the rest of your ridiculous notions. God help us if you should ever run the world.
You mean it would be God help men like you? Oh. I'm sorry, it's not part of my belief to insult anyone, especially not a relative.
Because you're gutless. You're only interested in that little whore because you want to get into bed with her without paying for it. That's your freedom.
Oh, there's no point in talking. I'm going out. I hope you will be gone when I get back.
Oh, I will.
I don't understand you. Why? Why did you give her the money?
That's my business.
I hope that you sampled everything, Mrs. Lippervexel. I found something nice. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Marmalade.
Oh, Mr. Raskolnikov, you were able to come. Let me welcome you.
Forgive me for not being at the funeral.
We are glad to see you now. Now, you must sit down. Sit here. At my left hand. This is the landlady, Mrs. Lippervexel. Mr. Raskolnikov.
How do you do? Madam?
Don't pay too much attention to her. She has no conversation, no breeding. Well, what can you expect from a German? Sonia, here is Mr. Raskolnikov.
I'm very glad you could come.
Sonia.
Has the old deaf man had enough to eat, Sonia?
Yes, Mother.
We at least must behave properly. Not like some here. Yes, Mrs. Lippervexel, do have another drink. I am sorry there aren't more people. All the respectable people I've invited have been kept away by that fat German sow. Well, she knows we're talking about her. But she can't understand. She wants everybody to think she's doing me a favor by being here. But none of these people were a friend of my dear husband. Not like yourself. But we are not forgotten. Mr. Lushin has given us 10 rubles to start a subscription.
Lushin?
Oh, you know him.
Too well. I'd forgotten he was staying in this house.
With his cousin, Mr. Lebetyatnikov. A very respectable young man, a civil servant, like my poor husband. Well, they'll have to give me a pension. They will. I have great plans. I will open a boarding school in the country for young ladies.
Talking of your school again?
It will be for young ladies of refinement.
It takes a proper lady to run a school for ladies.
How would you know anything about it?
Are you saying I'm not a lady?
I do not have to say it. I know how to run a school. My father was a colonel.
And my father was a very important man in Berlin.
I doubt if you had a father, or if you had, he was a cook.
He was a drunk. My father paid for everything in cash on the spot. He was a very respectable man.
Then he mustn't have known his daughter, for he didn't teach her anything.
You hear what she says about me. It's only the kindness of my heart keeps me in this respectable house. I don't remember when you last paid rent. And what money they have. Ha! We all know where it comes from. That's how respectable she is. A mother who puts her daughter on the street.
No. I'll tear her eyes out of her head.
Katerina, please.
Keep away from me, she's mad. Let me at her.
Now, please, ladies,
Mother,
please.
I've been too kind. I put them in here too long. Get out. You won't stay in this house 1 minute longer. Oh, Mr. Lushin, please come in. You have come at the right moment. Now you must tell this fat German sow that she can't treat a colonel's daughter like this.
Let me pass. I've nothing to do with your endless quarrels, Mom. I've come to see your daughter.
Now, what do you want with her?
Sonia Marmalade. When you came to see me, I was counting a pile of money. Was I not?
Yes, you gave me 10 rubles.
After you left, I discovered that 100-ruble note was missing. If you have any knowledge of it, say so, and the matter can end there. Otherwise?
But I know nothing about it.
I have a witness that the money was there. Nobody else has been in the room except Lebetyatnikov, who certainly wouldn't steal from me.
This can't be true.
I was trying to be generous, and this is how you repay me.
I took nothing. Here is the 10 rubles. You can have it.
And where is the rest?
I have nothing else.
Then I must send for the police.
I knew it. I knew she was a thief. Don't you accuse my daughter. Here, take your 10 rubles. I won't have anyone say my son is a thief. She came straight here. If she took the money, she'll have it still. Search her. Go on.
That is for the police.
Oh, we have nothing to hide. Sonia, turn out your pockets. Show them. Look. There's a handkerchief. Nothing else. No. Not a thing in this pocket. It'll be the same in the other. Oh. What is it, Phil?
100-ruble note. Just as I said.
Steve!
Yes?
Someone go for the police. That's enough.
You can go out in the street, the whole family. Out! Out!
I didn't take it. I don't know how it got there.
But she doesn't take anything. She gives. She would give all she has. And Mr. Raskolnikov, you believe.
I'm not a cruel man. I could still overlook it. But the proof is there. You all witnessed it.
I am a witness also.
Lebeziatnikov. What do you want?
You thought I hadn't seen anything, or only what you wanted me to see. I'm very glad I came. I hadn't meant to, as you knew, but I thought I should tell Sonia. Do you know why? To tell her, in case she should lose it, of the 100-ruble note she didn't know she had.
She didn't know. You hear that?
Oh, this is nonsense.
You gave her the 10 rubles, all right. But when she was leaving, when you opened the door for her, when you bumped into her, I saw you slip the 100-ruble note into her pocket.
I did not.
I thought you did it out of kindness. I should have known men like you don't change.
You're making this up. Out of spite.
Well, call the police. I'll give my evidence. What I don't understand is why you did it.
I can explain that. To get back at me. He's trying to turn my family against me, make me guilty by association. But Dunya will have nothing to do with you. Never.
I want an apology at once from all of you. My daughter is no thief. There is a law for people like you, Mr. Lucian. I want an answer.
Oh, get out of my way. Let me go. I've nothing to say to you. You can't let me. Let me pass.
No, let me pass. Let me pass.
Do not throw things at my man. They're not fighting. You've got nothing but trouble with my father. I won't put up here a minute longer. Out in the street where you belong. Out.
Good. Sonia has come back. Raskolnikov is there. I am waiting. You have promised us revelations. I don't want to have to sit here too long in this cold, empty room with my ear pressed to a door to hear what I think I know already. He's bound to tell her. He could never carry his burden alone. Let's listen.
Sonia, I said yesterday I wasn't coming to ask forgiveness, and it's the first thing I seek. Why do I torture you?
I am only hurt because you suffer. Your pain is mine. I want to share it.
Sonia, you remember I said I would tell you who killed Lizavieta?
Yes.
Well, I have come to tell you.
But how do you know?
Can't you see?
Oh, no. Why do you frighten me like this?
He didn't mean to kill Lizavieta. That was an accident. He meant to kill the old woman when she was alone. But Lizavieta came in. Don't you see?
No.
Look at me. Do you see me?
Oh!
Please, no, don't.
Oh, Rodia, what have you done to yourself?
How can you touch me? How can you hold me?
Oh, my love, what you must have suffered.
How can you love me?
I do, Rodia. That's all there is. I love you.
And you won't leave me, Sonia. Even now.
I'll go with you anywhere. Why could we not have found each other before? If I could have held you before. We must think what to do. We must be together. But I don't understand how you, someone like you, could do that thing.
To rob.
No, you did it for your family. You were starving.
If I had killed her only because I was starving, I would be happy now. Oh, what help is it to you to know any more?
It is better that I know.
You need a reason. What can I say? I wanted to become a Napoleon, and so I killed her. Do you understand that?
No, but tell me. I will understand if you tell me.
One day I asked myself this question. If Napoleon had no way to become what he was meant to be except by murder, the murder of an old woman, a parasite, only to get money to start him on his road, would he have thought that act too awful, too impossible? I worried a long time, and then I saw, suddenly, that if he had no other way, he would have killed her, and it wouldn't have cost him a thought. So I, too, stopped thinking. Isn't that funny? That's exactly how it was.
You had better just tell me the facts.
Yes, I should. You see, Well, you know how poor my family was. All their hopes lay in me. But I couldn't keep myself. I had to leave the university. Even if I'd stayed in 10 years, with luck, I might have been a teacher or a clerk with maybe 1,000 rubles a year. By then, my mother, my sister, well, I couldn't keep them. I could hardly keep children of my own if I had them. Very hard to have to pass everything by, accept, suffer, see leeches prosper. So, I decided to take the old woman's money and use it to give myself a chance to be. But in killing her, I did wrong. And that's it.
That can't be all. That's not it.
But I've told you the truth.
As if that could be the whole truth.
I only killed a louse, a parasite.
She was a human being.
You're right. That's not it. There were quite other causes. I haven't talked to anyone for so long, son. Far better to say I'm vain, cruel, half mad at least. I said I couldn't keep myself at university, but I could have given lessons. My mother would have sent me something. Look at Ratsumiki, how he works. But I sulked. It's the only word for it. I sulked in my room. I knew what was happening to me, but I wouldn't leave it. For days on end, I wouldn't eat. I lay and did nothing. At night, I had no light. I wouldn't even buy a candle. I sold my books. I lay and thought and dreamt. All the time, I dreamt all kinds of strange dreams, and I began to think. No, that's not it either. I'm telling you wrong. I kept asking myself why I was as stupid and helpless as the lowest, most ignorant peasant when I was more intelligent, different. And then I saw that it was too much to expect all of us together to grow wiser, better. The strong will always have power over the ordinary people. Anyone who dares will be their hero, and whoever dares most is most right. Is the lawgiver. Power is only given to the man who will stoop and pick it up. One has only to dare. And then, for the first time in my life, an idea took shape in my mind which no one had ever thought before. I saw how strange it is that not a single person living in this mad world has had the daring to go straight for it all and send it flying to the devil. To see that it is chaos, and the rules have only the force. We give them. Because that's how life is. And I wanted to live the real life, to conquer death. I only wanted to dare, Sonia. That was the whole cause of it.
You turned away from God, and the devil has taken you.
So all that lying there in the dark was only the temptation of the devil.
Oh, don't blaspheme. You don't understand.
Oh, I kept trying to forget it, Sonia. Make a new beginning, to stop thinking, for it was my destruction. The moment I questioned whether I had the right to take that power, it proved I didn't believe it. But I wanted to do it. To murder for my own sake. Myself. Alone. I wanted to find out. Something. To find out whether I was just another anonymous, defeated creature, or whether I could dare to stoop to pick it up. To be free. To have the right.
What right? The right to murder?
Is that how men do murder? They don't go as I went. I murdered myself, not her. It was the devil killed her. I murdered myself.
Oh, my poor Rodion.
What am I to do now?
Stand up. Stand up. Go now, this moment. Stand at the crossroads, bow down, kiss the earth, and then bow down to all the world and say to all men aloud, I am a murderer. Then God will send you life again.
Must I give myself up?
Suffer, repent, and cleanse yourself of sin. That is what you must do.
No. I won't go to them. They are destroyers too.
But how can you go on living with yourself?
What did I say? That I murdered, but didn't dare steal, never even looked at what I took? They wouldn't understand the truth.
You must have something to live for.
Perhaps I can still fight. Perhaps I can still... Sonia, listen to me. The police know me. Why does that frighten you? It's what you want, but I'm going to fight them. They have no evidence. I learned a lot from Porphyry. I know what he means to do. He'll arrest me, but he can't keep me. Now, will you visit me? No. Don't come and see me.
Have you a crucifix?
I have. Here, too. Take the wooden one. This copper one with leaded letters. The wooden one is mine.
Don't give it to me now. Later.
When you are ready. You will put it on, and we will go together.
Sonia! Sonia!
I'll see who it is. It doesn't matter.
Sonia! Sonia!
Novosyatnikov, what's wrong?
It's your mother, Katerina. They were all in the street, and she went quite out of her head.
Well, what has happened?
A blood vessel seems to have burst. She may not last
Oh,
long.
God, I knew it would happen. I'll go at once.
She fell down in the street, and the blood burst out of her lungs in a stream as if she'd been struck.
That's what happened.
She was like a mad thing, calling out that she'd been abandoned. They had nowhere left to go. She dressed the children in all kinds of coloured rags and streamers, took a tin basin as a drum, and forced that pathetic troop out onto the streets to sing. She said everyone would see they were well-born children whose father was an official. The Tsar would help them once he saw their misery. She still believed that those people care a damn what happens to the likes of her. Well, the children were frightened and understood nothing. She beat them to sing songs they didn't know. Then the police came because of the crowd jeering, and she cried and coughed and was mad, quite mad at the end, until she fell and the blood burst out. I don't know what will happen to the family. The system is rotten. Marmeladov's sin was nothing to the sin of those who allow such conditions to exist, that allow human beings to suffer more than animals.
We must go and help Sonia.
We must be too late. She's dead. The only relief left to her.
Rodion, can I have a word with you?
Sweet Regala, what are you doing here?
Excuse us.
Of course, I'll do what I can.
Rodion, I've taken care of everything, the funeral, all that. You don't have to worry. I'll put the little ones in an orphanage and settle 1,500 rubles on each when they come of age. And the rest will help Sonia.
The rest?
You can tell Dunya this is how I'll spend her 10,000 rubles.
Why?
Won't you allow me one good deed?
But you don't know these people.
Katerina wasn't a louse, like some old pawnbroker, was she? If I don't help them, we know what will happen to Sonia. And her little sister Polya will go the same way. You said so yourself.
How do you know what I said?
I have rooms in the same house as Sonia. In fact, there's only an empty room that separates us.
And you were in that room?
I told you I was interested in you.
What does it matter? Nothing matters. Let me die here. I don't remember anymore. I don't know why anything is. Sweet Regailov, what can I do? What? Nothing. Lie here and float in blankness. Nothing matters anymore.
So you're here, are you? Or will you talk to me? Not that it matters, since I don't understand anything anymore. I'm not going to ask you any questions. I've only come to see how you are because of your family. But I think I know how you are. You've lost your wits.
When did you see them, Ratsumiki?
I've just left them. Your mother is seriously ill with worry about you, and you just sit here quite calm. There's some mystery. Maybe you're not mad, but I don't want to know. Oh, to hell with you. Yes, well, that's what I've come to say. It makes me feel a great deal better.
So you'll go and get drunk now?
How did you know I was going to do that? Oh, Roger, we used to know each other so well.
I know something else about you. You're in love with my sister.
Why do you say that to me? I won't even admit that to myself.
I also know that you're honest and good, that you belong to each other. I've no doubt of it. Whatever happens to me, I give my family into your care. If she doesn't love you now, she'll come to love you.
Oh, I don't even dream of it. It's all I want, Roddy, all I want in the world. But where are you going? What? Oh, I said I wouldn't ask. Oh, I love you too, Roddy. I always have. Just answer me one question. Does this business concern Dunya?
Not at all. Why?
Well, she got a letter yesterday and was very upset by it and said something about having to go away or... Oh, I don't know. She hasn't mentioned it since. Oh, there's too much mystery. Well, at least one's been solved.
What?
The murder. Nikolai, the workman, confessed.
Who told you?
Porfiry. He has it all tied up. He can explain it all psychologically, everything. Well, I'll go and get drunk now, just like you said. But please, Roger, I don't know what secret you have. I did once think it was connected with the old woman. But whatever it is, take care.
Porphyry does not believe that Nikolai did it. What plan does he have? I may still escape. He does not know what he needs to know. No one does. But Sonia and Arkady Ivanovich Svidrigailov. I must settle with him. I must do it. Now.
Porphyry. Roger, can I come in? You have a minute to spare. I'd like to talk to you. I'm alone.
Sit down. Say what you want to say.
I called before, but you weren't in. I had a look round. The door was open. You always leave it open.
What would I hide?
True. Roger, I owe you an explanation. That last interview of ours, I'm sorry, it was my fault.
It didn't trouble me.
No, you were quite right. We cannot go on with these suspicions. I was just hoping something would come out if you lost your temper, or I brought that man from behind the door. I relied too much on your temper. You see, it's very frustrating. All I need is one fact, just one, to come popping out.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I'm trying to explain. I've caused you a lot of suffering, and I don't enjoy that. I like you. I know you don't like me, but I want to make you see that I am sincere, that I'm very concerned with your best interests.
I don't dislike you.
Remember that article of yours about the extraordinary man who had a right to commit a crime? Well, I made fun of it. Well, that was just to study you. But, you know, it was absurd, fantastic, but it had a special quality. I felt I understood it. I thought the man who wrote that, if he's guilty, will be a formidable opponent. That man will come to me. He's sure to come. And when you did, I'll tell you the truth, my heart hammered in my chest.
I believe you now think Nikolai is guilty. The case is solved.
I'll tell you the sort Nikolai is. He's a country lad, a bit simple-minded, but harmless. He got religion, one of those strange evangelical sects. Now, this simple soul comes to the big city, and of course he gets carried away with the women and the wine, and he forgets his religion. Do you realize, Roger, the force the word suffering has for some people? They must suffer for their sins. And if it's at the hands of the authorities, so much the better. Nikolai wants to suffer, to pay for all his imagined wickedness. And it is all imagined. He never did it. He's not capable of this crime. This was a metaphysical act. Whoever did it resolved to leap into the unknown. He had a theory, but no plan. Well, look how he panicked when the blood spurted out. No, this murderer still thinks he is an honest man and despises others.
And who is the murderer?
Why, you, Roger Raskolnikov. You were the murderer.
It was not me.
It was. I've come to tell you everything, to be open and honest with you.
I don't believe you. You're up to your tricks again.
I've come alone. No police, no witnesses. It doesn't matter what your attitude is to me. I am convinced.
Then why don't you arrest me?
It wouldn't be in my interest.
If you're so convinced that
It's only my theory. It can all be seen two ways, even the psychology. Well, we'll have to put you in prison. And I've come, against all the rules, to tell you. And to tell you it will not be to my advantage.
Why bother to tell me at all?
Because I want to help you. Can't you see that? I have a proposition for you.
What?
Surrender and confess, and I'll help you.
You have no evidence. What if you're wrong?
I'm not wrong. I must arrest you. I will. But it'd be better for you to confess.
If I were guilty, why should I confess when you say I'd be safer in prison?
I don't put too much faith in words. That's only my theory. Confess, and I swear before God, I will arrange it to seem like a complete surprise. There'll be no questions. Your crime will appear as an aberration, which is what it was. And you'll get a very much shorter sentence.
It's not worth it.
That's what I was afraid of. Rodion, don't deny the future. You have all your life before you.
What have I before me?
Prison will only be a few years. Are you afraid of the disgrace? I can't believe that.
Ah, the hell with it all.
You are a young man. You made up a theory. And what torments you is that it didn't work, and it wasn't so original after all. But that doesn't mean that you, the man, must fail with it. You must find some faith, some clean air to breathe, some hope. Suffer and become clean. It can happen. Find something to live for. Have faith in God. All right, you don't believe in me. It sounds like gratitude. But don't dismiss it. You have to pay for what you did. But then you can be free.
What sort of a prophet are you?
I am a man whose day is over, who has nothing to hope for, whose life is behind him. Maybe your life, too, will come to nothing, but don't be afraid. I'm being as honest as I can.
When do you mean to arrest me?
I can give you 2 days.
What if I run away?
You won't. If I put you in prison, eventually you will confess.
Bufferi, I've listened to you out of curiosity, that's all. I've admitted nothing. Remember that.
2 days. Use them to think. Find what you want to live for. I'll see you again. Oh, Rodion. I don't believe you'd put an end to yourself. And then in the wild chance, leave a note. Just the simple facts. It would be a generous act. Goodbye.
Svidrigailov.
Ah.
Why are you hiding from me?
I wasn't.
You were watching me from this window. You pulled back when I saw you.
I'm not trying to hide from you. I'm sitting here drinking champagne, that's all. Join me.
I've been looking for you.
I can't have hidden very well.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
I've only one thing to say to you. Leave my sister alone. She had a letter. I think it was from you. Try to see her, and I'll kill you before you can get me locked up.
I don't think you would kill me.
You know better than anybody that I could do it.
Does what I know bother you? I won't tell the police.
I don't trust you.
Oh, you're being so dramatic. Do be sensible.
Why do you follow me?
Because I want to know what will happen next. For the first time in a long time, I do not know what will happen next.
Does that excite you?
Yes, it does. Have some champagne. I want to talk. I don't know what I want to talk about. I have some time. I have an appointment later. I don't often talk to someone like you. Here, drink some of this. I don't know why I'm drinking it. I don't like it, but I wanted it.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know. Perhaps I'm drunk. I don't know what is going to happen next. You like women?
Why do you ask?
No, I mean for the pleasure of them. I don't think you do. That's the difference between us. You'd think that was sordid, wouldn't it? Your blood wouldn't burn like mine at the thought of a beautiful young virgin. The younger, the better. The prospect that she might open herself to you, give herself. Oh, that excites me. And for the same reason, it is forcing into the unknown. I do not know what will happen next.
You're sick.
Yes, but what is the disease? Perhaps I'm drunk on that prospect. Anyway, it gives me an occupation. Every man should have one. Otherwise, I'd be totally bored, and then what would I do? I might have to shoot myself.
Could you? Could you kill yourself?
Are you asking the question of me or of yourself? It depends what meaning you find. We're always defeated. I don't want to talk about it. Death frightens me. So let's talk about your sister.
I won't.
Believe this or not, just as you like. But Dunia is among the few women I respect. I wasn't faithful to my wife. I told her quite openly when we were married that I couldn't be. She was a very jealous woman. But we came to an understanding. I could have who I liked, so long as I didn't fall in love and I didn't touch a woman of our own class. And I had to tell her about each affair. I think she enjoyed that. She liked to be shot. and I didn't mind telling her all the finer details. In fact, some of them were a work of art in the doing and the telling. Oh, there was a very inventive kitchen maid. Oh, Rodion, such disapproval. Don't you think it was a satisfactory arrangement?
A sordid one.
You're as puritanical as your sister. She was shocked, too. But to her, I was a lost soul in need of saving. She pitied me in my depravity, and pity is a very dangerous thing for a woman to feel. It's in your sister's nature to sacrifice herself, you know. I did nothing to encourage her, but she wanted to reform me. It became very important to her. We drew closer and closer together. We were fascinated by each other. And in the end, I was helpless. I was in the grip of the most irresistible lust. But she's almost morbidly chaste. I lost all judgment. I couldn't have the patience to wait.
You would have waited forever.
Raskolnikov, you don't know women. The whole thing was a disaster. I was abject, pleading. I offered her 30,000 to run off with me. I vowed eternal love.
You don't know what love is.
I know the pain of it. But I betrayed the agreement with my wife. She couldn't stand it. Dunya had to go.
And you expect me to believe you no longer want her?
There's no hope of it.
Leave her alone. I warn you, leave her alone.
It's all over. Everything will soon be over. You know that, don't you? Well, I must go. I have my appointment.
I'm going with you.
Why?
I can't trust you. You must have sent her that letter.
All I want to do is help your sister. Anyway, I've decided to get married.
What? So soon?
You keep being shocked. It's very boring. The marriage is being arranged for me. My father was a civil servant, but he's had to retire. He has paralysis. So, they're very respectable, but very poor. They have a daughter they've had to take away from school. 16 next month. Ooh. I presented myself, a rich widower of 50. I couldn't have been more charming. It was worth paying to hear me. They were delighted at the prospects I offered. She was sent for. In she came. Can you see her? So young. Still in a short frock, childish curls, little feet, the smoothest of skin, a fresh mouth, rosy lips. She curtsies and blushes and lowers her head and glances at me along her eyes, the lashes long and lower. Form, ripe, but unopened. Imagine what fire might stir behind those blushes. It's all arranged.
How could they let you marry her?
Have I shocked you again? Little girls excite me. Not much else does anymore. All right. I'm not troubled by the morality of it. I have my own principles. But it disgusts you. It's all right for you to do what you've done. I haven't mentioned that. Made no judgment. Expressed no horror. I don't think I have the right. Perhaps you prefer that. You seem to suspect me more because I'm silent. If you can't be honest, then run away. Run off to America. I'll give you the money. Just ask.
No, I won't run away.
You shouldn't have killed her if you couldn't live with it afterwards. If you cannot live with yourself, then shoot yourself. Or wouldn't you consider that? Come on. You still mean to follow me, don't you? All I'm going to do is keep my appointment and then go to the islands and see what amusement I can find there. Come with me. I'll pay.
No. No, I won't.
Please yourself, Dunya, you've no need to be frightened of me.
I am not in the least afraid.
You've seen the empty room next door where I listened.
Spied on them. You make an accusation in your letter against my brother. I've heard that story before, and I don't believe it.
Then why are you here?
What proof have you?
Your brother came to see Sonia to make a confession to her. I heard it quite clearly. He's a murderer.
No.
He killed an old pawnbroker and her sister. Sonia's the only one he's told. She knew nothing of it before. She won't betray him.
It isn't true.
His motive was robbery.
He isn't a thief.
He had other reasons. A theory. But he was special. The rules were different for him.
I've read his article.
Then you know what I mean. But he's discovered it is not so, and he can't live with it.
I want to see Sonia.
She's away all day.
Did you arrange that? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. You have some other purpose.
Dunya, I can save him. I can get him abroad. I have the money and the influence. He's no common criminal. He'll make up for his crime.
I don't trust you.
Where are you going?
I must find my brother. Why is the door locked? Open it for me.
Think what you're doing. You can't go out in this state. The police are watching him. You'd give him away. You must control yourself. Come and sit down. We must think about what is the best thing to do. That's why I asked you here.
Can he be saved? Can you save him?
That depends on you.
Why?
I can get the passport. I can take care of everything. If you tell me to.
No.
You have no choice. You won't betray your brother?
No. Open the door. I want to go.
Don't you see what you've done to me? Nothing matters to me now but to have you. I love you. I have no choice at all.
Stay away from me.
No, nobody can hear you. We neither of us have any choice. Save him and save me. I must have you. I won't hurt you. I could force you, but that's not what I want. Give yourself. Do it freely. Sacrifice yourself to me for both of us. It's inevitable. It's not shameful. Give yourself to me, for I cannot live without you. Oh, how ironic. My own revolver. I even taught you how to fire it.
It was your wife. I took it to protect myself.
Perhaps that is even more ironic. Do me.
No, stay away. I cannot trust you. You killed your wife.
If I did, it was for you.
I never gave you cause. I hated you.
It is such a short step to love, to the unknown. I remember the night in the garden. If you're going to shoot me, my wild dream, well, do it. Do it, now. The wasp has stung me. You shouldn't have aimed for the head. Look, only a little blood. Come on, shoot again. I'll wait for you.
Why couldn't you let me be?
You haven't loaded it properly. There's one more charge. Go on, get it ready. I'll wait. Now. Shoot me. Oh. He threw it away. So be it.
Please, let me leave.
So you do not love me?
No.
And you cannot love me?
You must let me go.
Here's the key. Take it. Go on. Go quickly. Go now, go. So, the choice is made. It always was impossible. There's one bullet left. Sonia, may I come in?
Yes. You're soaking wet.
I've been walking all day. It doesn't matter. I haven't long. Please listen carefully. I may be going to America, so this is the last time I will see you. These are the papers providing for your family. For yourself, here are 3 5% bonds to the value of 5,000 rubles.
But
Take them. Now, this is between us. No one else must know. You cannot go on living as you have. You must promise me that.
you have done enough for us.
Don't talk. Raskolnikov has only 2 choices. A bullet in the brain or prison in Siberia.
How?
Don't talk. I know it all. He should confess. He must live. If he goes to Siberia, you must follow him. You have the money for it now. It's the same as giving it to him. Tell no one I was here. My greetings to Raskolnikov.
How can you go out like this? The storm, the rain.
Would a storm stop a man who is going to America?
Here's the room, sir. Best room in the hotel.
It'll do. Is there tea?
Yes, sir.
Bring me some. The size of the cupboard. Spiders and the years of dirt. As if that it'll do. How I hate the sound of trees in a storm at night. Governor, now is the time if you want to visit me with less rustling.
Here's your tea, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir. Sleep well.
Flowers, garden, a cottage, stairs, a room above, light, bright air, narcissus bending, bright green, thick green, long green stalks, everywhere flowers. Oh, a coffin, satin shroud, a girl lies, arms folded, arms pressed, young chest, 14, fair hair, wet, smiling without misery, drowned on a black night storm. Knew that body, knew that face. I destroyed her. Little girl, 5 or 6, so wet, so cold. Don't get me, so cold. Come, into bed. My bed, warm in my bed. So wet, clothes wet. Take off the clothes. So cold. Lie in my bed, warm, that's all. I watch. With a candle I watch. You sleep, little girl. Sleep warm. Color in her cheeks now. Rosy cheeks. Warm now. No. Weakened. Look at me. Smiles with those red lips. Lashes, long lashes on her eyes. Smiles, a glance along the eyes. Sly red lips, white teeth, curl, stretch and turn and uncover yourself and spread and smile and sigh. Look sly and smile and look so shamelessly. And laugh and know and look at me and turn your rosy face and blush and spread yourself, open your legs and smile and reach for me. Child, don't reach for me. Little child, you should not know. You should not know how to look at me.
A dream. A hideous dream. I've slept too long. I must write the letter and then go on my journey.
What do you want here?
Nothing. Good morning.
This is private property. Do you have any business here?
I'm going on a journey to a new land.
A new land?
To America.
America? Here, what are you doing with that gun? This isn't the place to play jokes.
Why shouldn't it be the place?
Oh, because it isn't.
I think it's a good place. When they ask you, just say he was going to America.
You can't do that. It's not the place.
Dunya, have you been waiting for me?
I've been with Sonia. We both waited. Then I came to your room.
So you know. I see you know. I'm very tired, Dunya. Give me a moment.
Where were you last night?
I don't know. Down by the river.
We were so afraid for you. Oh, thank God you still have faith in life.
I have no faith. But I've been to see my mother and asked her to pray for me. I don't know why.
You haven't told her, surely you haven't?
No. But she knows in her heart. I thought a lot about drowning myself. But if I thought I was strong, I must live by that. It's a matter of pride.
Pride? Only pride?
I must go. I must give myself up, but I don't know why I must.
Rodion, by confessing, you will have half paid for your crime already.
Crime? What crime?
That I stepped on a louse, a parasite? Was that a crime? It's just that I'm a coward. Nothing in me, no guts, too weak. So I'll confess, I'll beg for mercy.
What are you saying? You spilled another human being's blood.
Which all men shed, which flows and has always flowed in streams, which is spilt like wine, and for which men are crowned and are called benefactors. We all kill ourselves. Do you know what was wrong? I was too clumsy, too stupid, too afraid, couldn't do it properly. If I could have succeeded, I could have been crowned with glory.
No.
Is that too crude for you? Where's the difference if the slaughter is of thousands? Don't cry for me. What is the object of this senseless suffering? Must I suffer? Will I know better when I'm an old man crushed by prison? What will I have to live for then? Why do you suffocate me with your love? If I was alone and had never been loved, none of this would have happened. I'll go. I'll see Sonia first. But I don't know why I go. It is time. Give me the cross now, Sonia. Oh, if I didn't have to answer all their stupid questions, hear them laugh.
Here it is. I had it ready.
You wear the other, Lizaveta. There were 2 crosses on the old woman's neck. They would be appropriate. Sonia, I'm doing what you want.
Pray with me.
No. I'll go now. By myself. I couldn't sustain it. I couldn't conquer. That's all. I bow down. I kiss the earth. I have sinned.
Look at him. He's drunk. There he is. He's going to his Jerusalem and saying goodbye to his little children and his mother country. He's bowing down to all the world and kissing the great city of Saint Petersburg and its lovely stinking paper. He looks like a gentleman, too. Oh, who can tell any more? People have gone mad.
I am...
What are you? What are you, brother? Come on, spit it out. No? No, you won't tell us. Oh, not a word will come out. Hey, the hell with you then, brother.
I want to see... where is...
Yes, can I help you?
I am Raskolnikov.
Oh, yes. What can we do for you?
I thought I would find Zamyetov here.
He had to leave, didn't you know? Excuse me. You, take these. They're the papers about that Svidrigailov.
Did you say Svidrigailov?
Did you know him?
Yes. What's happened to him?
He shot himself this morning in the street. He left a letter saying no one was to blame. How did you know him?
My sister was governess to his family.
Do you know of any reason why he should do this?
No. None. It was I...
Yeah?
It was I...
Yeah? What?
It was I killed the old pawnbroker woman and her sister Lizaveta with an axe and robbed them. It was I killed the old pawnbroker woman and her sister Lizaveta with an axe and robbed them.
At first, he would have nothing to do with me. I visited him when I was allowed to, and he let me look after him, at least wash and darn for him. When he went to Siberia, I got a job in the town there. It wasn't so bad. If only he would have paid any attention to me. They said at the trial that it was a temporary insanity, but nothing seemed to change his condition, not even news of his family, that his sister married Ratsumichin. His mother took it very hard. She wasn't strong. I was afraid to tell him when she died. But when I did, even that didn't change him. The prison was bad, but he didn't seem to care, never complained like the others. Then he stopped speaking to anyone. And then he was ill for a long time. I think he was ashamed that he hadn't been strong in himself, that he had failed somehow. I could give him no reason to live. I couldn't make him see with my eyes how we must love something, even if it's only a bird singing, but something. I got to know the other prisoners. I did little jobs for them, sent letters or wrote for the ones who couldn't write. They weren't bad men. It was spring when he began to get better. But I was ill, and we didn't see each other for a long time. When I saw him again, it was early in the morning on the river bank where he worked. I smiled as brightly as I could, as I always did, no matter how he might look. I wanted to hold his hand. Mostly he wouldn't let me, but I always offered my hand to him. This time, he took it at once and wouldn't let it go. We were alone by the river, and something seemed to lift from him, to pass away like mist rising in the sunlight. And he wept and held me. He had risen again. I had not mentioned God to him. I knew he didn't want me to. But God had not forgotten him. It didn't matter if he believed as I believed, so long as we shared the same hope. We had 7 years still to endure, and then would begin another life and another story.
For the last 3 weeks, Earplay has presented the BBC production of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment in a new radio adaptation by Bill Morrison. Ronald Pickup played Raskolnikov. Others in the cast were Joan Matheson, Pauline Monroe, Henry Stumper, Penelope Lee, Joanna David, Paul Seed, Malcolm Hayes, Peter Woodthorpe, Ann Jameson, Peter Jeffrey, Anthony Higginson, and John Rye. The program was presented by Earplay, the Radio Drama Production Center for Public Broadcasting.
Earplay is made possible by grants from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and the National Endowment for the Arts. This is NPR, National Public Radio.